a little slow motion. Hopefully the audio is not messed up. Is it messed up? Audio is good. Why did your eyes light up for? What happened? Did I get louder? Why did your eyes light up for?
No echo.
No echo?
Nope.
We're good.
Wait. He has echo.
I hear echo everywhere now.
What?
Are you kidding me?
When Matt, yeah, I hear Matthew's. I hear Matthew's echo or reverb, whatever you want to call it. Join, talk.
John?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So how is that even possible? That
Shut
starts
up!
out but not echo.
I agree with.
Because I don't look like a fucking douchebag. Nope. How about now?
You guys
Say
got to
something.
talk.
Nope.
Hello.
No issues?
No echo.
I look like I'm a fucking doctor. I'm gonna need to check your heart here. I need-
Cough, 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 cough.
I can actually hear your blood pressure rising. That's odd.
You're right.
I hate it.
Why is that vein throbbing on your forehead, Jay?
You think that they would
Gotta be
fucking
another
fix
way.
this shit?
What if we all do it? I know it's your.
No, it's
your
me
feed
because
coming through.
my speaker. Stand by. I'm not gonna do stethoscope Jay today. It's not gonna happen. So I'll be right back.
You have a different speaker, or are you using the MacBook speakers?
I wouldn't actually mind calling you Dr. J.
Yeah, I don't see the issue.
Even
Well,
sounds
Dr.
nice.
J.
Don't talk,
Dr. J.
so people don't have to hear your reverb. Stand by. Test, test, test.
We can hear you.
Stand by. Test, test, test.
Yep.
Can I get a microphone check from you guys?
Hello.
Check.
Damn it.
Test.
You have audio
still here.
reverb, right?
Yep.
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 How about now?
Hello?
Say something.
Test.
All gone? It's gone?
We're good now.
Still there?
It's gone.
Okay.
It should not be there.
No.
Unless my ears are transmitting the audio from here to the microphone, we should be good to go. We good?
You're good to go.
All right.
You should be good.
Hello. Top of the morning, evening, afternoon, and good night to one and all. I am Douche Canoe Jay Hayes. And to my immediate left, or if you're looking at the screen, to my right is Jordan. Below me is Matthew. In the other corner is a rude guy from Brooklyn. Does reviews on videos that nobody gives a shit about. Has a friend named fucking Pancakes. And today we're going to be talking about a subject that I had brought up, I think, with me and Jorn last week. And there's been a lot of chatterbaits on the feed of how people feel about this. I am so fascinated that this is such a heated topic for some people. So this is going to be interesting to hear other people's input on something that we had discussed that apparently the rest of YouTube does not agree with. I absolutely hate these fucking things in my ear, but the app that I'm doing using refuses to update to make it more compatible with people that don't want to stick things inside of their ears. So, how's everybody feeling today?
Good.
Good.
Yep. So
Okay.
far.
Wow. All right. Thanks for the intro.
Nice.
So So let's just jump into it, man. Let's just go balls deep. Everybody here's been balls deep before. I know, John, you're working with 3 inches. Matthew, I think you're working with 5, but 4-inch in circumference. And Spade,
2.5.
2.5. So
2.5.
we've all been balls deep before, right? We don't have
Yeah.
a problem doing it again. All right, let's do it.
That's the story of my life.
Now, obviously, it's going to get a little bit heated. I don't know where we stand because I feel like, can I get an eye? It's a simple question. Just let me get an eye. If you, like they do a council meeting, all in favor, aye. Can I get an eye for anybody here that actually agrees with the death penalty? An eye. Just an eye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, not I. Now, prior to my stream last week, I was on the fence. But obviously, not to go against the grain of the people that are in the comments on one of the shorts here, but I've given a lot of thought to it. I feel like there is, if we have to go baseline of either I or for or against, I'm against. But I do feel that there are certain circumstances that need to be met in order for that to be effective. Now, oddly enough, if you Google it and you do a lot of research, which I have done an absurd amount, that the creation of it was not designed to deter crime. It was not. That is not the purpose of it. A lot of people think that. There's been studies on that, but that's not why it was created. Okay? So give me an example, unfiltered, except for certain words, obviously. Unfiltered, we'll start with you, Jorn, as to why you are for the death penalty.
Oh, it's actually a petty reason. It's just what we talked about Wednesday. In a perfect world where your solution would be implemented, I would go for that. Problem is that will never be that way.
What is my solution?
I'll take that. It was putting money back into rehabilitation or severe torture.
Okay, so what is a scenario to where someone commits a crime that they should get the death penalty? Let's try that.
Oh, mass shooter. Easy.
Yeah.
That's the only thing?
Serial killer, mass shooter, severe crimes, murder. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only thing it should be done for. It should be done for only that. If you take a life, then yours should be,
And Matthew,
Like-
you feel the same?
Yeah, it's nuanced. When you say I, like you said, it's for certain things, for certain crimes, repeat offenders of that certain crime.
Mm.
You can do the rehabilitation thing. You can try it. But if he keeps repeating it, no. At a certain point, it's just a cost to the community. So, bye-bye.
And a risk.
Well, I mean, you're going to let somebody who's taken a life come back, put them in the street to see if they could take another one?
Yeah, but the problem is the statistics don't really work with us on that argument. Because we talked about that Wednesday, and if you invest your money as a country wisely to put in place good rehabilitation programs like Denmark, Norway, they tend to work. The numbers don't lie. They tend to work. Problem is, it's going to be expensive.
Why do you think so many Americans are so dead set on the... I think it's funny because, you see the people in the comments and they're like, oh, child pedos. First off, child pedos, they don't get death sentence. So your argument is out the fucking window right there. So just stop right there. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about death penalty and working. What is the purpose of it? I think the death penalty or capital punishment would work if it was effective immediately. Meaning, you go to court, you are found guilty without a reasonable doubt. There is video proof that you did this. There's not even a case. Like the case is there's no not guilty plea. We see it right there on the video, right? We get another shot. Oh, look, there's another video. Without a reasonable doubt, right now, we bring you to the court. The judge wakes up at 2 o'clock in the morning, whenever the crime hits, or 8 o'clock in the morning. And you get seen by the judge, and jury is selected just by random people walking down the street. Unbiased. Here, you hear the story. What do you think? Okay, death. death, death, death. Okay, everybody's not on the fence. We're good. Okay, put him to death right here.
Mm.
This way,
Listen.
costs
I
no
totally
money.
agree.
Costs no money, right?
Yeah.
I'm also saying that I don't think the problem I have with that now is your justice system has to be extremely perfect, right? It has to. You can't be wrong. It's the last thing you want to do is be wrong with this. That video is not clear enough to see that guy. At the same time, you're no different doing exactly what he did. You're taking a life.
Yeah, but you're justifying it though. That's the difference.
If you cheat on your wife because she's sloppy and fat, and you fuck somebody that's younger and hotter, yeah,
You're justifying it.
Doesn't make it
Right.
okay.
No,
Well, that
but
kind of depends. Do you show remorse after that, or are you cold-hearted and just?
whatever.
I mean, there's levels. I'm just.
Look, if we can't use the argument that it stops crime, we know that it doesn't. This has been proven. Like there are so many studies showing that it does not work. Right? Like you take the places where the death penalty is on the rise. Okay. Now the argument that, and this is what a lot of the anti-death penalty people say, is that they're tortured or they're, the drugs. It is not painless. Oh fucking well. That's what I say.
Who cares if it's painless or not?
What they did is barbaric to begin with. So if that is the argument. But if that's the argument you use, then don't say that my argument of making torture legal again is barbaric, because they're the same. They're the same thing. And I think that if someone stole, I know it seems extreme. Someone steals, they lop off a finger, and they do it right there on the street, right after you stole. There's going to be a lot less people stealing, because they're going to know that punishment is swift
And quick. Yep.
You only have 9 more chances to do it, so.
But if they say that hippoing is worse than killing, right? We've heard this a million times. If that is the argument, then how come nobody gets the death penalty for hippoing somebody?
I agree.
Why is it only murder? Why only murder?
Because people see it as, well, you took a life. Well, you took a life, then you should take your life.
I think people see it as something you can still recover from. You can't come back from getting murdered. I think even though it can take you a lifetime to get over the mental stuff, you can get stuck in that. Society as a whole sees it as something you can still conquer and have somewhat of a decent life.
But if it's that bad that it takes you an entire lifetime and you never get over it and you're severely anguished by it, is that
It's worse.
good that you survived it, or is that a bad thing that you survived it?
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
it's good that you survived it, but it's more painful.
Okay, but the argument is that they don't do
torture.
it for that. They don't do it for that. You get
Right.
10 years, whatever, 15, whatever the time is, right? And there's no precedent, right? They have a guideline that if you do this, you do X amount of years, right? Like you do this crime, this is the max punishment. And when you look at those, some places you could be in and out in 4 years, right? So there's no concise or precise punishment that fits a crime. So who's to say that death penalty is actually going to work? And who's it working for? If the argument is, like, there's a guy that was put to death for killing one person. One person. There's plenty of them. Like not a serial killer, just one person. And I understand one person too many. In the moment, right? Crime of passion. So is being hippo. But hey, we'll just focus on the murder, right? Because it's passion. But one person. Why does he get put to death for? Because he got angry one day, got pissed off, his wife was cheating, he lopped off her head. So now we're going to put him to death.
See, I think that would not be something that the death penalty should be used for. He should be rehabilitated because, like you said, it was a crime of passion, right? So he did that. It's not that he thought in the morning, I'm going to go kill my wife. He said, he found something that caused him to
gotta
react
act.
that way.
But not
gotta
5 minutes
ask.
ago, you
If you-
said, why should we put a person on back on the streets that has killed or has done something?
I didn't say. Whoa, hold on. I never said to put the guy back on the streets. This is why we have
Rehabilitate.
prison. It's supposed to rehabilitate the person, right?
Well, in America, they don't rehabilitate, right? We could throw
Right.
that out of the window, right? Like
Yes.
that's irrelevant.
Because what do? They do nothing in prison anyway. You just sit around and basically jerk off all day. There's nothing else for you to do.
I think
There's
the only people that it works for as a deterrent are the people that are right in the head and that wouldn't do it anyway.
But see, here's the thing, though. We keep hearing everyone saying death penalty, death penalty, death penalty. When was the last time somebody actually saw the death penalty? Like, if you visually show people this person is going to not have his life by the end of the trial, and you show it like a public death penalty where people see it, like execution, yeah. So if people actually see it, maybe that would deter them from doing it again.
Why did
Right
they
now,
stop
you're just-
showing it? Why did they stop showing it? I think
because it's barbaric, right? It's
Are we
barbaric.
sure that is the reason why they stopped? Like, I have not looked this up, why they actually stopped public executions.
I'm sure it's probably caused other people to have nightmares because, oh my God, I just saw this guy snap his neck from, a public hanging. I'm sure that's probably one of the reasons.
I don't know if that's it.
Realistically, I think it should be.
There's a big difference if we're talking about when they pay back.
There's
Then
a guy that made a comment.
The penalty is good, but if you want for anything else,
Shouldn't
you're
it be
better off if
up
you want
to the
punishment.
actual victim? Shouldn't it be up to the actual victim's family as to what happens? Wouldn't that be more fair than some random fucking dude deciding?
But that would be biased, wouldn't it? Wouldn't they think of it as
No,
biased?
because- Well, either way, it's biased. You took my child, you took my wife, you took my
Right.
husband. Of course, it's going to be biased.
But
If you got-
a jury would not look at it that way.
No, I think juries are extremely biased, right? Think about the Derek Chauvin trial, right? I don't want to get off track, but when they say you couldn't watch TV, you couldn't hear the other people's news, you
Yeah.
could not turn on anything during that Chauvin trial with George Floyd where you did not see anything. I don't care if you search for midgets and toy poodles on Instagram, you're going to get some shit about Derek Chauvin somewhere in there. Okay? So you're not going to tell me that they all sat there and just shut off the rest of their world, okay, during that. Yeah, no, you saw it. And that, of course, is going to make you biased, right? So if you take the actual victim's family in any case, in the George Floyd case, and say, what's the deal? Because if the argument is that if you kill somebody unruly, right, whether you're a cop, whatever, the punishment should always be the same, right? Why is it that Derek Chauvin doesn't get life? Well, there's other states that don't agree with it. Okay, we have to go across the board. We can't just say some states have it and other states don't, because then it's not effective.
No.
I want to know why they stopped doing public executions. That's what I want to know. I feel like that's going to take me a long time to figure that out because it's going to be all opinion based. You need some factual information. Did you look it up? Is that what you're doing, Jordan?
A little bit, but most of it was at a certain point considered barbaric. But I don't think that's the actual answer. And before that, which I didn't know, is if it was in your town, most of them were mandatory. It was your civil duty to go ahead and watch that.
Oh, that
And it should be like that because now you're watching what that person did, whatever that person did.
Yeah, but
That was the punishment that you see him get.
that's-
Just like when you're
That's no
when you're a
longer
kid,
possible.
right?
The population is way too big, so you have to stream it.
And-
Then that's not the same.
Yes.
No, that's not the same thing.
Yes, it is. It could be the same because if you get an emergency broadcast, saying, "Hey, this person did this," and it goes straight to your phone, why not?
But you watch movies all the time, Spade. I don't get affected by something that's pre-recorded or even a live stream. It's disconnected.
It's a live stream.
It's a stream. Yeah, but it's a stream. It's
I don't think so.
there's
I think
there's something in between. It's not directly contact. If you would if you show me a video of someone getting beheaded, I would go, okay. If you do it right in front of me and I get the blood spatters in my face, that's a little bit different.
I agree with that. But it's not like you're going to have a public hearing where everyone's going to show up.
No.
I live in New
What
York
if you
City.
did it that way?
There's
What
not
if you
enough
did it that
room.
way? What if you didn't have a judge? What if you didn't have a judge? What if you didn't have a jury, or the jury's all the people? So the guy that committed the crime, right? Someone caught him in the act, okay? He stands up there on, for lack of better terms, the podium, okay? And it's all, I'd really like to pick a different scenario.
He was
say
a
firing squad, okay? A firing squad is there, ready to go, cocked, loaded, 6 shooters, one with no rounds, or one with blanks, okay? They're all sitting there. They ask the public, the people that are out there.
Vote for it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All not in favor.
Nay.
Count them. Okay, all in favor? Let's do it. Load and fire. Boom.
Oh, and have those people. Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're saying.
But then it has the risk of becoming a popularity contest.
For what?
I mean,
How is it going to be a popularity contest?
If you're
the witch
It's
hunts,
the same example, a village, and you're the dude that
Oh,
every
witch hunt.
villager and all the
Okay,
ladies like.
Which that is kind of a good
Stop.
example. But wait, hold on. Go back to the execution, right? Focus on the topic. So, what is the purpose of it? To what? Get the person off of the planet, right? That's the purpose.
Right.
Right? It's not a deterrent. It's to remove that equation. And then people say you can't remove that. You can remove that equation because it fixes the problem. But you don't want them in jail because you pay for them, right? That's the argument. That's a huge argument. Matt, you said it earlier. I don't want to pay taxes on this.
Yeah.
Oh, sweetheart, whether there's death penalty or not, the taxes are still going to go up. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but if you look at what taxes were 20 years ago versus what they are today, and then you look at states that don't have the death penalty and their taxes go up, does it really fucking matter? Right? Like, does
Nope.
it really matter? Look, I got potholes on my street, okay? And there's death penalty in Florida.
They still
What's more
haven't fixed
important?
it.
You executing old Bobby Jack or fixing that fucking pothole I keep getting flat tires on?
what if we could do a 2-for-1? What if we fill the potholes with a dead convict?
Nice. So you're trying to make a joke. I'm trying to be serious.
I'm trying to fix it.
I don't think killing somebody is the answer. It's not
What
the
about
answer.
making them work for free for the state?
And then what? What do you gain out of it? What if the person doesn't want to work? What if he's lazy or she's
free
lazy?
labor. Free labor.
But they're lazy.
No.
They're
you get
lazy.
To work for it's death penalty again. You got 2 choices. Otherwise, you start working for the rest of the 20 to 50 years you still have left, or you're going to die right now.
Why are you
Okay,
giving them
you
a
guys
choice?
are trying to come up with a solution to them not
No.
dying, but you guys all agree that if someone kills somebody, they should kill somebody. They should be killed. That's what you're saying. That's the baseline.
Circumstances.
eye for an eye.
Circumstances are important because you have
Yes.
to look at.
Could
every
we argue
case
and say
individually.
premeditated, right? If it's
Yes.
premeditated, then fair enough.
Yes.
Meaning that
Yes.
that person.
Woke up that morning and said, "I'm going to go kill
That's
this
it.
person."
Yeah, I'm
yes, that's
irritated
premeditated.
with
Yes.
what this person said. I'm gonna go kill them.
Yes.
And
I'm
without
for
a shadow of a doubt. That's important
Yeah,
because
That's
very
difficult to
you
prove.
argue-
Though. Premeditated, like that's pretty difficult to prove unless you wrote it down and made a video or did something. And that's a difficult thing to approve.
not even the premeditation, but I mean the murder itself.
That's not
I
true.
think the biggest thing was for the death penalty, if you just put one innocent person to death,
That's it.
That's
Your
one
whole
too
the
many.
whole system is fucked. And do
Right.
you know how many people are in jail and are actually
Innocently?
innocent? Like
A
after
lot.
years,
A lot.
Uh,
There's
you,
a lot
You'd
of
be
people.
extremely shocked how many people actually did not do the crime that they're in jail for. So
Not the
if
first
that's
Wouldn't
the
be
case
surprised
like
if it's a
that,
third.
What about that guy that was on this is a recent thing, the guy that was on death penalty, right? For whatever, 18, 19 years. They're going to put him to death. And then the DNA shit came out and was like, yo, hold on a second.
It's
Hold
not
on.
him.
That's not the person.
We got the wrong dude. First off, state, you are going to now take that tax money. Watch this. Take that tax money that you guys said were keeping him alive, and guess who's going to pay him? That government, because you fucked up. Like,
Yep.
my man's about to win the lottery. So, is it worth it? I got goosebumps. Would I go to jail for 18 years for $25 million? Yes. If I know that I'm going to be alive in 18 years, yes, I will do it. Yes. Because you won't make that in 18 years.
No,
So
not even close.
Right. So if the argument is, right, your tax money, I don't like that argument because we're all going to pay taxes regardless, whether there's death penalty or not. It's not like they say, ooh, death penalty, the taxes are going up 25%. Republicans want to lower your taxes. Democrats want to raise the taxes. Republicans are pro death penalty. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. So stop saying taxes.
But there is a thing, because how many executions are there really? If you start
That's the
doing it
next
to
problem.
every murderer, you're gonna thin out the population.
But that's the
And-
next
and
problem,
what's
right?
wrong
You
with
get
that?
sentenced to death, and then you're on death row for like 35 years. By the time
Why?
you're put
But
to death, nobody even knows who the fuck you are. Like, who is
Right,
this
but
guy?
why-
What did he do again?
But what's the thing? Why is that happening though? If you're
All
going
the
to tell this
appeals.
person,
That's what I'm saying. No appeals. You were found guilty. Shadow of a doubt. DNA put you on the scene. DNA put your handprints, fingerprints on the knife. Okay, we got it. Put him to death. It's over.
Yep.
It's it. It's over.
there should be one appeal per side, and that's it.
Problem is,
I
the
appeal,
justice
and
system as a whole,
the other
isn't
side
perfect.
appeals. That's
You
it.
can't appeal as the state if you lose.
Okay, so then how many times can you appeal something? Give them one or two
Depends
chances.
on how
that's
many
it.
things are you locked up for. How many things are you sentenced to death for? 5?
Oh,
5
because it
different
goes.
appeals.
Oh, because
And then
it
you could appeal to a
oh.
higher circuit court. So you could just, and then if the Supreme Court hears you, oh my God, forget it. Forget it, bro. I don't know, 30 years, 20, 35
No,
years?
I didn't know that. Okay.
I mean, look
So
at
then-
Jersey. Jersey had the death penalty up to about 10 years ago, and then they were like, okay, we're done. This is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but how many people did Jersey actually execute?
I don't know. I think last one was in the 50s or some shit. Like,
So
it was-
why even have?
That's my argument. I don't understand it. If you have to say human rights, I got that. But if you are proven without a shadow of a doubt that that was you, whether it's video, it has to be clear video, man, like iPhone video or whatever, S23 video. It has to be clear video showing that is the person committing the crime. Not one person's account. It has to be solid proof, man. And if we're doing that, I sign up for it. If you hippo or touch, some little jams, we're gonna remove that. And I get it. You're gonna say psychologically, okay, then give them a little. I say put them in there. I think people can be rehabilitated. I do, solely because of what happened in Norway, what happens in Denmark, what happens into the what they call them Scandinavian countries. It works there. So. And that's a lot of tax dollars, by the way. Like those guys are living like kings and queens. But it works.
But how
Why
long
would it
is
not
their
work here?
how long is their process? How long is it until you're rehabilitated?
Depends. 2 to 5 years.
2 to 5 years. So
As a former-
wouldn't it offset the cost? Offset the cost if somebody's been living in a prison for 50 years and instead they could live for 2-3 years in the prison? It would offset the cost, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be more expensive to have somebody live there for 30-40 years?
You would. That's what everybody talks is the cost of a prisoner, right? Like they talk about that in Oz. Granted, this is a little old, but they talk about how much it costs for a prisoner to live 20 years just on the system alone of how much. It's a lot. It's a lot of money. But either way, it doesn't matter whether you put people to death or not. Those people are still in the prison system. How many people are on death row? I mean, why don't you do this? How many people on death row in the United States? 2,331 death row inmates. You really think that? You really think that that's going to affect your taxes?
No.
Let
No.
that sink. Come on, bro. How many people in jail in USA? Yeah, let's see. 1.2 million. That's it? Now that might affect your
That's not even
taxes.
1%.
Right, that might
That's
affect
not
your
even-
taxes. You think that 2,391 people affect your taxes?
So, but then we need a better deterrent, and by taking the death penalty off the table, you need
Yes.
something else to replace it.
Torture.
Then I agree.
No? What are you shaking your head no with, Jordan? If it's
That
only
will
two...
never. It's perfect. It's perfect. I agree. It's perfect. We're way too soft as a society. It will never be implemented ever again.
Okay, let's go for starters. Stop the modern prison. Make it like in the Middle Ages, a damp, dark dungeon with
So they
rats,
die of disease.
some straw,
But
and a
that's
hole
torture.
in a hole in the
I don't
corner
know about
to
that.
do your stuff in.
I don't know about
That's
that.
torture,
a little-
though, Matthew.
I feel like that's worse than actually lopping off somebody's hand. Like,
but-
those people
but
went
then that-
fucking
Gonna be a
crazy.
deterrent.
They went crazy, though. You take a dog, right? Take a dog. Put him in a cage for 20 years. Let him out for an hour out of the day. Let me know during that hour what he does. He's going to freak the fuck out or bite the shit out of you, right?
Yeah, well-
Like, you had me in here for 8 years, and I've seen 9 days of daylight. It's like Jordan in Belgium. But look at that, right? And look at what that does to a dog. Now make a human being do that. Is that really the answer? Lock him up and throw the key away?
Oh, well, too bad. You shouldn't have done what you did. We're not going to kill you, but you're going to rot away here. That's
Okay,
it.
but people
work
make
as a
mistakes,
deterrent.
right? People
But
make...
no one's going to learn that way.
No,
They're
but
not.
people are learning this way, Spade? Oh, people are learning now.
They need to visually see it, man. I'm telling you, if
You'll
you
never
visually
be able to stream that, Spade.
Once
I
Never,
know, I
ever.
understand that.
Why,
I
though?
understand
Why
that.
would you
Prison
never
open.
see that? Why would you never see that? What's the argument? Why? It's too barbaric.
Because we are too soft.
Are you saying America or the world?
No. In
The world-
general,
the world in
Western
general,
society,
yeah.
we've grown too soft. We will never ever allow
So then
that.
why is there... Okay, if that's the case, then why does death penalty even exist if that's the argument?
I think people are just, especially politicians, too lazy to change it. Plus, if you do stand up and change it in a certain state, it could cause you to lose votes because you don't know your population, what they think. So
Look-
better to keep it the way it is instead of losing popularity. I think that's the biggest one, is votes. It's all political.
Oh, it
Look at
does
the-
come down to votes when you look at where the prisons are, how many consensus. That all affects politics. It does.
Also, don't forget, prisons in the U.S. are for profit as opposed to the
Oh,
rest of
yeah.
the world. So that's a big thing why we need to have people going to prison.
But there
In
are
the
more
US.
and more
Some Asian
countries
countries.
following suit with what you guys doing. There are more and more countries following suit with and trying to privatize.
Right,
Prisons
which is
in
making
India.
them more money. Think about the
Oh,
guy
yeah.
who owns the prison. They're making millions of dollars.
But
And
take
what
a
did
look
they
at some
do?
Asian countries' prisons. It's just walls. They drop you in there, you have nothing. And you have to fight with other inmates, and people are scared to go to prison there.
Hold on. That is
And to
not
get
true.
food.
That's not true. It's not true. It's simply not true. You see that based off of TV, right? Or movies, right? I want you to watch a show. It's on Netflix called The World's Toughest Prisons. A guy goes to one in Indonesia. Now, Indonesia, check this, no shit. Guy gets caught with 15 grams of marijuana. You ready for the sentence? 16
Oh, boy.
years.
Yeah.
For grams.
Yeah, of weed. Wait, he wasn't selling it. It was just on him. Ask me what people with crystal meth, it's called shabu. Ask me what they get when they get caught selling it. Death penalty. And do you know how quick? Within 7 days. So, and that's just selling crystal meth. That guy don't fuck around. The leader of Indonesia, you don't play around, right? Okay, that's serious. But when you look at their prisons, they do rehabilitation. They have them clean up, and they are sharp. I mean, their outfits are looking nice. You tell that they don't play around there. Like, go ahead and talk shit back to one of the guards. Go, just talk. You put them to death. We don't need them. Put Put him to death. Like
You know what though? They're
punishment
right.
is severe. It's fair. It's severe. Shut up. Do what you do. But I mean, getting locked up for 15 years? Where? Over a bag of weed, bro.
And it's,
A
I
plant.
agree. It's not going to stop everybody wanting to do something, but it's going to put some of the people that are thinking about doing something, they're going to think twice or three times.
Right.
before doing it.
Right. Okay. Look at the numbers that Jay said. Right. Less than 3,000 people for the death penalty.
2,331.
Okay, 2,300, right? So even if they did execute all those 2,300, right? It did absolutely nothing. It did absolutely nothing to the overall number of people in prison. It's not even 1%. It did nothing. That is literally just me pulling out a pluck of hair out of my head. That's all it is.
Okay,
Nobody
but
would even notice.
Okay, but then the problem is already established. It's not that the biggest offenders aren't really the problem in this case. It's the other 1.2 million that you need to take care of. The small.
Well, what are
cases.
they in for? But that's the thing, though. What are they all
Yeah.
in for? So if
Probably
they're all in
possession.
there for drug charges or possession or anything like that,
Those are such bullshit charges, man. Locking somebody up for 20 years for selling some weed or some coke. I mean, that is just absolutely stupid. That is just.
and
dumb.
it's not like it goes. What is it called? Like if the law changes, they go back and they free
Grandfather.
everybody. Yeah, you're still in there. Even if the law changes and says, yeah, weed is legal now and you're not going to be in jail anymore for possessing it, the guy who's been in there for 20 years, he's still going to be in there.
Yeah, because it was illegal when he was caught.
Right. So,
Makes
Okay, but
sense.
now the laws have changed, right? Now the laws have changed.
Mm-hmm.
Take the people that commit these crimes, put them on a C5 or a C17. Give them all rifles, give them all grenades, whatever. Send them over to some conflict that the military. What's the worst that's going to happen?
they come
What's
back
the
alive.
worst that's going to take those 2,331 people and give them a chance to live? Go ahead. If you could
That's
take
it.
over from here, you got it. We're already in war with this place. So what have you got to lose?
If you survive for 3 consecutive years, you're free.
No, don't be free there.
That's-
Leave them there. Don't go pick
Leave
them
'em there.
up. Give them 2 clips, fully loaded, a couple grenades, a rifle, a sidearm. No Kevlar, no K-Pod, no nothing. Just, here you go. We're at war with this country. You go ahead. Whatever you want to do.
Do what you
Would
can.
that be? How weird would that be that they actually stabilize the region, form a government?
Hey, good for you. Good. Take it over. It's
But
yours now.
But that means that they were rehabilitated, right? Because they went from
Yes.
doing something illegal
works.
to now creating an old government.
It works.
It ain't gonna happen, but I mean, because you're taking the most high-speed people with the most high-speed equipment that can't do it. So, right, but that gives you better use of those. It's not a death penalty. It's like a death wish, but I mean, yeah, it just there's better use than just, to me, taking someone's life. A lot of these people, I would. If I was in that situation, there's a guy that's a comment. Whether or not it's true, I don't know. He wrote a comment on it saying, my daughter was killed. We've been waiting for the past, 10, 15 years for this guy to be found for his punishment, right? Like, we just want to see him locked up forever. We don't want to see him. And then someone was like, oh, what about your tax dollars? Did you just hear what the man said? Obviously, he doesn't give a shit about that, right? He cares about this.
Justice.
Why are you
Justice.
trying to change his mind? He just wants him to be locked up for 30 years. I think it's harder on somebody who locked them up for 30 years than you actually put him to death. Because now you're just
Delaying the
Why
inevitable.
don't we do what you just said then? I'm trying to turn around on that idea. Let the immediate family decide. You want to
That's
have
what
the
I'm saying.
murderer killed right away? Do you want to put him in prison for the rest of his life? That's on you. You decide.
yeah, but he's got to be found guilty of it. You
yeah,
understand?
100%. Yeah.
He's got to be found. It can't be just the media.
hunch.
Yeah, no. It's got to be found without a shadow of a doubt. He is
Yep.
guilty. Let's just say there's 5 families involved. The 5 families discuss it. We
But
want this.
what
we
do
want
you
that.
do
That
with-
is your
with-
jury.
But what do you do then with society, Jay? because then the people that in this case showed remorse, what is the population going to do with those family members? Oh, you put them to death right away. Now you are 100% as an individual or as a family responsible for
Who's
his
the
punishment.
who's the person that, or who's the people that suffer the most from someone getting killed? Right? Is it
Family.
society or is it the family?
Family.
So
Family.
why does
Family.
not the family make the decision?
No, I agree. I'm just thinking of the judgment that society is going to put on
Who
those
cares?
family members.
Who cares?
I think it could go
Okay,
bad.
hold on.
Especially
Hold on.
in the news or stuff like that.
Well, let's bring up a situation, right? Let's bring up the Floyd thing, right? So that means that George Floyd's family would say, "Oh, I want those police officers dead." But then wouldn't people argue and say, "But look at all the good that the police did, as opposed to that one thing that they did wrong"?
Yeah, but it's an individual. You're not condemning the police force. You're
Yes,
now
Right.
individual. I think
That's
that
why-
even on that case, it should still be that way. If you are found guilty, don't blame the people for what the punishment is. Blame, I don't know, the judge or whatever, the jury.
The
That's
jury
why you have government, and that's why you have a legal system, so you can
You
scoot
need a
over the
legal
blame
system.
of the death.
You need a legal system
it's
because if
anonymous.
not, you're going to have those witch hunt bullshit. Well, that was the
Yeah.
legal system, wasn't it? The witch hunt, wasn't that legal?
yeah.
No,
Wasn't
the-
it- wasn't that
Was
the
it?
towns? Yeah, the towns
Yeah.
were doing it, weren't they? That was
Yep.
the
Yeah.
law enforcement. So
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought that was just them rioting, saying,
Nah,
"Oh,
bro.
let's
No,
all
no,
get
no,
together
no,
and fight."
You'd have the
Nope.
sheriff up there. You'd have you'd have the law up there.
Well,
Yeah, they
didn't,
got
well,
a
didn't they
trial.
justify it by having the sheriff? They justified
They
it by
got-
having the sheriff.
They had a trial for a witch.
Yeah, the witch trials. I mean, that is the government.
Yeah, okay.
Problem
I
is,
mean-
one person is rational. Put them in a group. That's when humanity becomes dangerous and even sometimes dumber. So you need to be careful with that.
I just don't know if putting someone to death. I mean, I'm still on the fence with it, depending on the situation, but I just don't. It's not. What is the answer? That's the ultimate goal. Is what are you trying to prove by doing it? Just to remove that person from the equation. We're not trying to deter anything. Okay.
I'd say it's pure payback, an eye for an eye, and you want to feel better because he killed somebody, and now society wants him
But then
to
the
be dead.
judge should not make the decision. Then the family should make the decision.
Yeah.
Because that's eye
Yeah.
for eye. You making the decision is becoming a judge.
Well, we all agree
Yeah,
that it
I think
doesn't
the
work
reason why they do that-
as a deterrent, right? That
know
doesn't
that.
really work.
And it
So
wasn't designed to do that. So that's fine.
No. I think the reason why there's a jury involved is because the family is always going to be biased. You can be blinded by hatred that it doesn't even matter if you have the correct guy or not.
Yep.
but you can still have a jury. Like what
Oh,
Jay
yeah,
was saying,
yeah.
you can still have a jury because you have to convict him. He has to be found guilty. But then instead of the judge going this amount of time, or you're gonna be on death row or whatever,
Yeah,
The
the
family,
judge should
let
put
them
some
speak.
options on the table. These are the options. He could go to jail for 55 years. We can put him to death. If we put him to death, it's going to be immediate. If whatever else, we can let him back out in the public. What everybody's seen this, right? You've heard about this where people, I know someone personally that lost someone close to the family, and immediately they weren't like, I want to condemn this person. I forgive you. And
Right.
that alone, I think would mess with their head. You
Yep.
know, you have someone that just committed a crime, and then the family walks up to you and says, "Look, we make mistakes. I forgive you."
Mm-hmm.
lady.
But then it could also backfire and be like, "Oh, I got away with this time. Maybe I could get away with it again." I mean,
Okay, but
it's
then
a
there is no
50-50
second
thing.
chance, right? Then using my system, there is no second
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
You mess up again, that's it, dude. That's a wrap. This isn't three
Yeah.
strikes, you're out. We gave you a
Nope.
chance. Okay, we're done now. We don't even need to hear the story. Here's the proof you're done. No jury.
And the risk is always that it escalates. That's the problem. Are you willing to take the risk?
Death penalty is an easy way to fix, to stop somebody from doing it again. If you have
That's it.
limited
You're ruling them out of
resources,
the equation.
or whatever, or like in the Middle Ages, you don't have anybody to care for them or whatever. The quickest way to end that is
It's
just
easy and it's
kill 'em.
lazy.
Yeah, that person is never going to commit that crime again.
And it's cheap.
It's cheap, just an axe or guillotine.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at America, right? You have this idea that people see the beheadings and everybody's like, oh my god, that's so barbaric. Actually, if it's the least barbaric as you can. I mean, it's 1, 2 out. Like that. There's no drugs, right? Because now I know I've discussed this on Twitch that there's no drug. Like a lot of these drug companies don't want anything to do with lethal injections. Nothing. We don't want our drugs that are designed to relax people or calm people down
Help.
used in a concoction to essentially assassinate somebody. We're not interested. It's a bad look for us. Right? You got someone that's got anxiety taking whatever Marazepam, and then you give it to the guy that guy with anxiety is like, I don't want that shit no more.
Nope.
If that is what an overdose does, I don't want that no more. Seizures and shit, no. So
To be fair, it is helping the guy on death row, because otherwise he would be seizing and breaking his own bones.
wouldn't it be better just to go back to the firing squad?
Yeah. Well, no, because there are some people who feel bad afterwards for being in the firing squad because their bullet may have been the one that killed that person.
Okay, but you signed up for it.
Yeah.
Right. That's the
Right,
thing.
you're not getting picked. Like you're not getting who wants to do this, and then one person gets blanks, so you don't know who did it.
Right.
Good job for AI. You just put 5 AI turrets,
There
and
you go.
one of them randomly
There
shoots.
you go. See that? Here comes AI. It's coming back.
But
No,
you don't even
also
need
by
to do
robot.
that, Matthew. You wouldn't even need to do that. Just put a machine gun or something that's automatic, and just have it set for a
No,
certain
you don't
amount
want
of
to. You don't
time, and
want to
then
make them look like Swiss cheese. You want it to be accurate, man. Right? You want
Whatever.
to paint a target, not just Swiss cheese them up.
And you have to paint the wall again and again.
Yeah, now you got to clean up the shit and
just a little hose, just hose down the wall. That's it.
Goalkeeper.
really
Yeah.
go extra far. Watch this. You really want to go extra far? The people, the
Okay, why
family
not?
members, the family members are actually the ones that have to do it. You want him
You
to
know,
die?
I thought about that. I
There you
thought
go.
about that, but then I think they might also take it the wrong way also now too. Like they might snap and be like, "Oh my god, like he killed my blah blah blah," but
So you
now
better
I
think
killed
this one
him.
over, right? So you better think
Right,
it over.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it
I
is
mean,
kind
you
of
want that
human.
revenge for your lost loved one, right? Here's the
Right.
rifle. There you go.
It is a human response, however, right? If you come into a room and you see somebody that is choking or just killed a family member of yours, what's your first reaction? Gonna be, oh, let me help you? No, your first reaction is gonna be to cave his skull in.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's an immediate human reaction. Eye for an eye. You killed my wife. I want to kill you. You killed my kid. I'm gonna find you, hunt you down, and kill you. That's
That's
a
it.
gut reaction.
But then what happens to that guy, right? That goes out to seek out revenge, right? He goes to jail.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That's why legal
Well, but
gets in
then-
and says, "Here, look, you want to do it? We caught him. Everything is good. It's great. There's a rifle on the
Here you go.
table. Say what you want to say. Do however you want to do it. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, so you want it to be the responsibility of the state now or the government? No, it's on you.
Have 'em-
It's in your hands.
Yeah, have them sign a waiver. Have a sign a waiver that you're not going to sue us or you're not going to do anything because you just snapped now and you feel bad and blah blah blah. That's it. You're signing away your right to anything that happens.
Right, because then
after
you could use the
take
argument
that
and
person.
say, this is going to sound dark, but now you want to push the responsibility onto somebody else.
Right.
I think the reason why that is in place is because it's anonymous. if you then, someone will know that one of those family members executed said person, and society is gonna do its thing. There's
Or
gonna be
revenge.
repercussions because it's not
Revenge.
anonymous anymore. Now you could put a face on it who did it.
What are
Gas
you going to do?
chamber,
You're going to cancel them?
electric chair, that's all anonymous. There's no one face that pulled the trigger or did something. It's
Right. But at the same time, though, what are you going to do? You're going to cancel that family? You're going to do what? What are you going to do? You can't do anything
problem
because
is
the
you're
laws are
liable-
just now.
You're liable to create vendetta. When that
Yes.
person killed somebody of that family, okay, justice here. That family killed him. Now that family is gonna want to retaliate and kill somebody, and then you just keep going. That's what happened
But if
in way back in the.
Yeah, I get it, but I don't think today people would be like that. I think in today's day and age, when you sit there and
Really?
say this person killed, okay,
think we're
so
less
Joey killed Bobby
civilized now.
because of this. Now we're going.
But as society, we've grown though, Spade. We've grown.
Yeah.
Right. So I
think it's different.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be that way because we've all, like Jordan said, society as a whole has become softer, right? As a whole, across the board. You look at laws, you look at repercussions, you look at the death penalty, they become softer. Is it necessarily a bad thing, or does that show that we actually have compassion, that we have humanity? You know, if the argument is that they would be revengeful or vengeful to then that family assassinate that person, you're
Well, yeah.
but then the
I don't
argument is then, okay, you want the state to do it. So either way, it's vengeful. Either way, whether you do it yourself or whether you have the state do it, it's still vengeful.
Right, but at the same time, Jay, going back to the other side, you're going to think, well, what am I going to do? I can't go up against the state, right? I can't go up against the government. But if that other person does it, I could go against that person, going by what Matthew was saying. So you can hold a vendetta to the other family that took away your family member's life. But you're going to hold a vendetta against the government, and what's that going to do? You can't prove anything. You can't do anything about it. Right, exactly.
That's why.
So I see what Matthew is saying. I also don't agree with it. I'm saying that, you know what? I think we're better than this now. I think people would evolve and not hold the grudge over that, because this all started off of, if Joey killed Bobby and now I killed Joey, okay, somebody's going to be from Joey's family saying, well, you killed Joey, I'm going to come after you now. I don't feel that way. I feel people.
Let me give an example. So your next door lady or neighbor comes in, goes and kills your wife. You decide, I'm going to put a bullet. Due process, you decide, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put a bullet in his head. You're going to stay living and on good terms with your next door's wife's neighbor's wife. You're going to be, and hey, how are you? And everything's going to be hunky-dory. Because you killed her husband.
She didn't do anything.
Her husband killed your wife, but then it's
right.
Then it's
but that's the thing, though. She didn't do anything to me. Why am I going to be pissed off at her? She didn't do anything to me.
No.
Her husband killed my wife.
Her.
Oh, so let her be pissed off at me. I don't give a shit. Let her be pissed off. What is she going to do? Okay, think about this. What is she going to do? She's going to get her family members to come after me? Right? And then what am I going to do? If I'm dead, one of my family members is going to go after them again? So we're just going to kill each other off. Population control.
No, we're not talking about escalation, that it would be weird to keep living next to each other. Would you move or not? Because it could be awkward.
No, I wouldn't move.
Give me awkward. No?
It depends. Is she hot?
Day in, day
Wait,
out.
hold on. Is she hot?
No, she likes
because
fisting.
Listen, I'm a widow now, right? And she's a widow now also. So hey,
and in this scenario, does she bring you pizza to your door and then it escalates and then you knock the boots? Jesus Christ, in what kind of movie would this ever happen?
That just depends on whether or not there's anchovies on the pizza. If there's anchovies on the pizza, it's not going to happen.
No good.
Why
Out
would
the door.
she ever have sex with you? You killed her husband. When would this happen? When?
Maybe she didn't like him either. Maybe she thought, well, he killed your wife, so he was a piece of shit. So she realized he was a piece of shit, and she's like, I don't want to deal with him anymore. You did the right thing by killing my husband. That's it.
This is the
I'm just
longest
saying,
backstory
I
for
don't
a
think
porno
humanity.
ever.
I don't think humanity is at the point where you can say, "Oh well, yeah, that's justified," or let bygones be bygones, and it's okay. We're not at that point yet.
Well, look at
I
World War
think
II,
we're
right? Look at World War II. After World War II, we destroyed the place, right, with bombing and stuff. Then we went in and to fix it. So,
Fix it
Yeah.
up.
so if you use that, and that's in every war torn country. But then people still, well, I don't know about today. If people still have a vendetta against Germans when it was a certain
no.
set of Germans, so I don't know if that would be the case. But then again, we're talking about a nation making a decision versus an individual making the decision. But if the individual is a person that's affected by it, who better than that person to make that decision as to what happens with this person?
Okay, so think of it differently, right? If somebody found a cousin of Hitler's, right? A cousin, are they going to kill that person in today's day and age because his cousin
No, not today.
did atrocities back in the
Not
40s?
today. I think it's
No.
too far. That's too far. It's too far apart. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's too.
So let's just say in 1960. In 1960, you find Hitler's cousin. Are you going to kill him because of something that he did 20 years ago? So less than that. Make it in the 50s. In 1952, you find Hitler's cousin. Are you going to kill him for what his cousin did? No. I even back then, I don't think people would do that.
That depends. That depends.
It depends on what? On what?
The scenario. Me? No. If I would be in a community that was severely hit by that, and a lot of people that I knew were in that town were executed by that regime, yes, it could become a mob and they would kill them. That's just a
You
natural
think that-
response.
That person isn't going to be looked down upon or shunned.
Who? The guy himself? The cousin?
The cousin,
Or-
yeah, just for being
Oh,
family.
yeah, definitely. That's the least
So
of his
then, what's
worries.
the answer then?
Yes, he would
So
be
then, what's the
prosecuted.
answer? If it's not the family, it's the government. That's the argument. Is that let the government decide and let the government be the judge, the jury, and the executioner? All of it. Family has nothing to do
I
with it.
think if it were all rational, yes, it could work. The problem is,
Oh,
I
we're
do
talking about
see
right
the
now in this
repercussions
state of
come-
mind that society's in right now. We're not talking about
No,
hypotheses or
too
semantics.
too unstable. Nope. Let the government
What's-
do it.
So let the government make all decisions. What happens with them,
Yes.
and that includes taking their life. Like if they
Yes.
find him guilty, they should be able to kill him.
hmm
So nothing changes from what it is right now, is what you're saying. Keep it the way that it is.
Only the sentencing. I like the idea because that seems to be something that can be implemented fairly quickly. Is that the family has a say in it, but I still wouldn't let the family execute it.
Okay, so you're saying
if it is a death
take
penalty.
the society we have today, and then the family decides which part, the option A, B, or C is what
Yeah.
he should get,
Yes.
or free, or
You
free,
want
or free is an
Yeah.
option.
Yep.
I agree with that.
The only
Because he hasn't done anything to me. The convict hasn't done anything to me or society. It hit the family
And you would think that
directly.
society would see that the family is willing to forgive that person, even though what they did. So they should maybe learn a lesson from that family who is the victim.
For the most part, yes, but there's going to always be that one guy or whatever that says, no, he should pay for blah, blah, blah.
And there's that
always
one
gonna be
guy
that
right
one
now
person.
that doesn't have anybody that's in the family. Like, there's a lot of people that had comments on this video. I mean, if you read the comments, there's a lot of comments, right? It's the most amount of views we got on the realist altogether, right? So if people are so quick to say, yeah, I thought we don't judge people. I thought that's the argument, is that and what bothers me is a lot of these people are Christians. Like, what, you're not supposed to judge people. Like, it's in your good book. So what you're doing is saying, no, death penalty. You're judging. No?
Yep.
Yeah. But they don't
Okay.
care at that point.
Well,
They don't
that's
care.
not how that works.
I can judge.
No.
I agree.
That's not how that
I
works.
agree with you.
You
They don't care.
can't just pick and choose what you judge on, man.
Because they believe in the do as I say, not as I do mentality.
No, but they pick out the religion, the things that they like as well. Nobody
Right,
lives
right.
100% according to the book. So
Sure. I
The
don't
only way you
think
could-
I don't think it's the answer. And when people start bringing in child offenders and say that does not apply to this. It is not the argument for it. The argument is, does torture work? Would torture work if it came back? I think the
Yes.
answer.
Yes.
I'm not talking
Yes.
about torture to get somebody to talk. That's not what I'm talking about.
No.
You know that doesn't work. You did this crime. Here is the result.
Pain.
That's it.
I think that's the reason why people are for the death penalty. Is because there is no better or other alternative. There's nothing on the table. Nothing. So they'll pick that
Right.
instead of nothing.
It's actually the definition of hell, if you look at it. You did something wrong. You're going to pay for it with pain for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I don't think it will ever be implemented ever again.
No, but
we're
it
not
is a
doing
good
that.
idea.
So what do you think?
That's gonna
We're
be
keep
more-
going what? The more progressive route where we don't put them like how we are
let
right
everything
now
go.
at 23-31, people just sitting there and continuing to move forward.
It would be nice if you could just talk to somebody and go like, don't do this ever again. But that's not how society and people work. So
Maybe the argument could be take all those. I know we're spending a lot of time on this, but it's a good subject. Maybe take all those people, those 23-31, put them inside. Take all the people that are on death row. You have one prison that they're all in, right? Whatever. It's in North Dakota. They got enough of land that nobody gives a shit about. Put them in like a stone, like the last castle. Excuse me, a stone castle. Feed them bare minimum food. Feed them where it doesn't affect your tax dollars. I hate that argument, but where it doesn't affect anything, and you just feed them bare minimum food. You get bread and water, and one
How do
day
you
of the
feel
week you get a
about
ham sandwich.
experimentations?
What's that again?
Ooh.
How do you feel about medical trials or stuff like that?
See,
I'm
I
just-
also see, but I'm the guy that said I think it's okay if someone's doing 20 years. That's another good topic. Someone's doing 20 years, and the prison says to them, "Listen, we see that you are type AB positive. We need that blood. If you give us your blood, we'll give you 2 years off your sentence. We see that you have 2 good kidneys. This person needs a kidney. If you're willing to give up one of your kidneys, we'll cut your time in half legally." Why is that not okay?
I think that's
You
I think
complain
that's
about
okay.
tax dollars, Mr. Tax Dollar person, right? And none of you guys in here. But there you go. That's saving on tax dollars. You're cutting the... Oh, it
saving
doesn't work that
lives.
way.
and saving lives. Yeah,
You're
exactly.
right, but then people are like, no,
Definitely.
that's not right. They should stay in jail. I thought you don't want them there because of taxes.
But they're staying. They're just getting a reduced sentence.
Right,
They
and you're
still have
saving
to
money
do-
on tax dollars. So your argument, you can't be a hypocrite. Oh, they got to spend 80 years in jail. Okay. Then don't complain that your taxes went up. Like one or the other, bro. Like if someone wants to give and that person is willing to do it, or
But they
even
have a
better
choice.
yet,
They're
don't
not
even give them a
forced.
choice. Don't even give them a choice. Look, you got the kidney, right? Here's the deal. You got 25 years. We're gonna take the fucking kidney out of you, right? Or you're on death
You
row,
got 10.
one of the 23-31. We're gonna take the kidneys out of you. We're gonna use them. We'll feed you better sandwiches for the next year. You get Big Macs every Sunday.
Nice.
What else you got to lose? You're on death row anyway.
Might as well.
That's why they have to take away.
Again,
inhumane.
But that's why they have to take away basic human rights from people in prison.
basic
So no
human
more
rights.
complaining. You can do
What?
with them what you want.
Human
Wait,
rights
hold on.
or luxuries? Because if we're talking about like TVs and PlayStation games and pets, agree. Take them away. You don't get any of that shit. If we're talking about human rights, mail, sleeping, I don't know about that. I
bad.
don't.
The person you killed
Depending on
has
how
no more
severe
rights
the
either.
crime is,
He can't
yes.
open his mail. He can't go to whatever he wants. He
But
can't
two
go
wrongs
into
don't
the
make a
work.
right, though, Matthew. We know
No,
this.
but if you take away from one person, they should. If you want punishment, what you take away from one person, you can't have any more either. We're not gonna kill you, but you're gonna be sorry that we didn't kill you because you have no more rights whatsoever.
But
This
that's
person is never
torture
gonna
now.
do this again. We'll make sure you do. You're never able to do it. Also,
But you guys said that that's considered torture. It would never happen in today's day and age. That's torture.
Well,
That is literally
I mean,
torture.
the-
It's not barbaric
I-
torture, but it is torture.
Yeah, I think there's a loophole in there. If it's purely psychological, like if you would go 2 a.m., 3 a.m., pull the lights on, just make them wet a little bit with like a garden hose, and turn
like
the lights back off and
psychological
let them.
warfare. That's
No, that's
tough.
even worse.
Yeah, I don't know
That's
about
even
that.
worse.
Psychological
they can't-
warfare is a lot worse than fucking taking food.
Yeah.
Man.
You can't even do that to a
No.
POW.
No, but it doesn't fit the crime.
Right.
What the
Okay,
fuck are we
but
doing?
we're talking about, it depends on what the crime is, of course. I'm not talking about someone that had one drink and hit someone and then accidentally killed someone. We're talking about someone that like killed 30 people in a I don't know, in a school or something. I'm talking about that.
No, if that's the
Severe
case,
crime.
that scenario right there, you do some school popping, right? That's what we're gonna call it because you can't say I'll call it school popping. You do some school
Yeah.
popping. You found guilty. Now we're gonna pop you. Like right there,
if you want,
right in the courtroom. If the audience would either please move to the right, move everybody on aisle A, move to aisle B. All right, load up, and ba-da-da-ba-bop. We are done. Problem solved.
So
if you
Get the
want
blood
to
splatter
have
on
the
you.
punish-
Go home.
China model then.
You'd have a lot of people that are anti-death penalty after that point. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what about the China model?
The what model?
What's the China model?
The China,
China.
model. So yeah. So if you found guilty and you get the death penalty, to get some kind of responsibility thing going, well, the family of the convict that gets the death penalty has to pay for the bullet.
for the
Wait,
bullet.
what? Say that again? They pay
Yeah,
for the bullet?
entire
And what's a
cost
bullet?
of the
20
execution.
cents?
No,
The entire
execution.
cost of execution, meaning
Yeah.
you have to pay the employees that are going to be shooting him.
Yes.
Oof. But that's it. But why are you going to wait, hold on. Why are you going to burden that price on the family that's seeking justice?
No.
That's a burden.
The family of the the family of the convict.
Oh. No, because then okay, so if
The
I have a
argument
kid
still
and he
applies
kills
with
somebody,
what- Yeah, the argument still applies to what Spade is saying. That's still
Yeah.
not right. That's
I
still not
can't.
right.
I'm not going to justify that. I don't give a shit. Why? If my kid killed somebody, why am I going to pay 5 other people to kill him? Give me the bullet. I'll do it myself.
Oh, okay. I didn't expect him to go.
I mean, it's a valid point. I don't know if that'll work, man. You making somebody pay for it that has zero responsibility
Nah.
in it? I don't know about
You're
that,
putting
man.
the blame. You're putting the blame and burden on somebody else that had nothing to do
Isn't
with
that
it.
what we're?
Oh,
Isn't that what we always do?
yes, because tax
Well, you
dollars. We had nothing to do. Yeah, I get
The
it.
would
tax
be-
dollar argument is so stupid.
I agree,
Well,
but
1.2 million.
it goes
then
with what
it
he's
comes
saying.
into play, not for the death penalty.
Okay, even if it's 1.2 million, right? And you raise every
Mm-hmm.
person that works in America your taxes by $1, what the fuck is the big deal? You want them off the street, right?
Yeah.
Well, some of them are
Someone's got to pay
some of them
for
are
it.
one of this planet.
Well,
There's a reason why we pay taxes, so things can get done, or
yeah, unless you're
supposed
going
to
to go
get
outside
done.
on my street, fill that pothole up, and pay it,
Right.
and pay taxes. So
Exactly.
I mean, I understand you don't like them. I got it. I don't think anybody likes
Even
them.
better, have the convict work for the rest of his life, and all the money go to the
Yeah,
family
like
of
that as
the
well.
victims.
Why
But-
isn't
Yeah,
that?
but
that'll
what do
work.
you
But
pay?
then the problem is now you got to supervise that person. Right now you need staff to watch over this person. That's more
What
taxes.
if you let them? What if you let them do like assembly stuff, but in the prison? Something
That's what
they can
Indonesia
do
does. So
that's
Indonesia, they make these little like decorative things, right? And these decorative things, the prison sells to people, and they're beautiful. I mean, they take like rolled newspaper and make like all this artsy shit, and then Indonesia takes
Like
it,
origami?
puts it at a flea market, and makes them bank, bro. So you're making them do stuff that keeps their mind busy. That you got armed guards.
Keeps
That
them
if you
occupied.
move from your spot, bro, you're gonna get shot. So
that works. That works.
if it works in prison, that if other prisoners that are already committing crimes know not to move a certain way, otherwise you get shot in the face, something tells you that a public execution would deter crimes. I mean, those are
Yeah.
prisoners that broke the law already. So, ain't nobody moving.
Even if you look it up, it was proven that public executions did work. That crime dropped severely. But the problem is, after a time, people forgot, and then there was that one guy. I didn't
When
see
was
it,
the
or
last
I can't remember.
When was the last public? When was the? Is it?
I think it was the late 1800s.
Wasn't it France?
Yeah,
Late 1800s, no?
1870.
1936 in the United
Oh.
States, Kentucky.
Nice. We should bring it back.
What
Famous
kind
capital
of?
cases: Rainey Bethea, executed August 14, 1936 at Owensboro, Kentucky, was the last public execution in America. He was publicly roped for hippo on August 14, 1936 in a parking lot in Owensboro to avoid damage to the courthouse's lawn by thousands of people who were expected to attend.
That's kind of sorry. That's kind of.
So you're saying
kill
you
a
could
person,
sell-
but mind
you
the
could sell
grass.
tickets.
Everyone.
Yes. Yes.
You could
and
sell
make
tickets.
money back. And then
You
lower
just do
taxes
it
because you're
in
making
a
money off
reach.
of it.
You do it in a football stadium.
Nobody else
You sell
finds
tickets.
it's a little disturbing that they were more concerned about the grass than actually killing some.
But we've touched on this before as well. If you have criminals or people that are on death row, whatever, make them gladiators. Put them in an arena, throw in some weapons, and sell tickets and sell TV contracts for it. I'm
That's
betting
it.
a lot of
Listen,
people are going to pay for it.
Listen to this. On June 1939, Weidman was beheaded outside the prison Saint Pierre and Versailles. The hysterical behavior by spectators was so scandalous that French President Albert Lebrun immediately banned all future public executions.
What did they do? I want to know.
Yeah, I don't know what do you mean by scandalous? Like they were like trying to rip stuff off his body? Scandalous. What does that mean? I feel like I
scandalous
thought what that meant.
Scandalous, that doesn't mean a riot because they were against it.
Right, then what does it mean?
Yeah.
Saying that they were so scandalous. Like what?
What, that they liked it so much that they wanted more?
I don't know. I don't know what that means. Yeah, no, the Saddam Hussein thing, Drew, was not public. Like people didn't attend it. That was the court that ruled it out. We're talking about like in a town square with regular people.
Oh, so scandalous. The official definition from Oxford means causing general public outrage by a perceived offense against morality or
Right.
law.
So like crying or screaming,
Yeah.
you shouldn't do it or whatever. 1939. Wow.
That was less than 100 years ago.
Yeah, but close to
It's less than 100. It wasn't that far away.
No.
People born back then are still alive today. So it wasn't that far away.
That's the people that don't commit crimes.
Exactly. There you go.
See, like even the fear of prison to me is enough to stop me from committing crime.
Yeah.
I don't need death as an option. It's just, and maybe a moral code, right? Like moral code not to kill somebody.
But
You know?
could it also be because all of us in here have more to lose?
To
than to
lose.
gain?
Yes. But wait,
We all have
there's
pretty good
people.
lives.
Hold on. There's people who have a lot to lose and yet still do it. So that is a decision
That's
that
the
they
argument of
made.
crime of passion. You know, that's your
Look-
crime
right.
look
of
at
passion
Simpson.
argument.
The glove doesn't fit. He had a lot to lose.
He also was wearing another glove on
He
top
was
of
also
that.
not
So
guilty.
that's why it
So
didn't fit.
let's not factor out that he didn't do the crime. And if we're
Yeah.
going by
Right.
what the court says, he is not guilty.
Court said
You can
no.
think whatever
Right.
you want to think.
But he went to prison for stealing a painting.
Yeah, and stealing his own shit back. Goes to Vegas to rob people that bought his memorabilia. Well,
That's a good way to prove that karma exists, right?
look at
If,
Bill
if
Cosby.
you believe in karma,
right? You take somebody like I don't know if you guys saw this in the news. I don't know if it's still a thing right now, but a couple months ago, some guy from Israel, right, like the whatever, one of the justice people, were looking for a secretary from a concentration camp because he was still alive, and trying to put this person to death. Justice, bro. You won, right? I don't know if you
Let it go.
checked, but you guys are free now, right? It's been, 80 years. Let it go. Like,
Not only that, what
And
are you
that's a
taking
vendetta.
away? He had his whole life. What are you taking away? Oh,
yeah,
no,
what are you gonna
those
lock
last 2
him up at
months.
103 years old for what? You think he's gonna give a shit whether he's at home or in jail? He
Nope.
doesn't even
Probably
know where
doesn't
he
know.
is. It's like putting Biden in a living room. He's gonna think he's in the Oval Office. It doesn't. It's gonna do nothing. Like what? You can't honestly think that that's gonna do something. That
Nope.
yeah, that is a bias, is what that is. That's
Grudge.
vindictive.
Put those two people in the same room eating ice cream. I will watch that.
Nice balloons, Jordan.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
It gave personality to what you were saying.
Yes, it made it more happy.
Soften it up. Nice.
Ice cream and balloons.
Comes back to the thing I said earlier. The only people that stuff works for, like incarceration, fear of the death sentence, that's people that want to do the right thing to start with.
Rational mind.
Rational
Yeah.
mind, and you want to adhere to the rules and the regulations, and you have a clear head and everything. That's
But
I
wouldn't
think
it
the
be
laws
safe
that
to
we
say
have
that?
before us are pretty fair. I mean, they're pretty fair.
Yes. The laws are fair. The punishments
Look, you're
are
not in Middle East where you can't watch porn or drink alcohol. You understand? Whenever you complain about you being impoverished or being oppressed, I challenge you to go live in the Middle East and do all the stuff you do now, and tell me how well that works out for you.
Yeah.
You don't realize how good you got it till you see somebody else that has it worse.
I agree.
So, watch Law Abiding Citizen.
Mm.
My man did nothing wrong. Wow. And then that just, wow. He's got a vendetta. He's trying to prove a point.
the only thing is you're still rooting for him at the end.
Oh yeah. The ending, man. Ah.
What'd you say? The Running Man?
No, that ending.
Oh, I think you said
Oh.
the Running Man. I was gonna say with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That ending.
Yeah, I was like, what?
So rooting for him.
Really?
Good movie. Oh yeah.
Want him to get away.
Yep. And
What is that?
Jamie's
Anti-hero.
character
Did I
definitely
ever show
got
you
what
that
he
video?
deserved.
Did I ever show you what an anti-hero is by Jim Can't Swim?
Don't think so.
No.
What?
I don't remember.
Sure I have.
Anti-hero?
What an anti-hero is. So you have a villain, you have a hero, you have an anti-hero. You're not going to be able to pull it up, Spade. I have to send you the link.
Oh.
I mean, you could. I'll get you the link. I mean, I can play it now, but it's like, hold on. Let me. I know I've showed this to you guys.
So, but you're saying it's somebody that does the same things as a
Just
villain would, but with good way.
just stop. Shh. Just shh. Okay. Okay, you ready for this? No, it's not that long. Okay, I'm going to educate everybody in here. Oh, God. What is this?
Oh,
Who's
this.
Who's this? This is supposed to be...
That's
George.
Billy Bob Thornton.
No, the fucking squares on the side, cock waffle.
Oh, I wasn't looking at that. I was looking.
The fuck is wrong with you, man? He said, oh, it's Billy Bob Thornton. No. You kidding me.
You know what? You should start a channel.
I should.
With all
Are you
that
ready?
knowledge about movies.
Here we go. Listen.
I'm on my fucking lunch break, okay?
On paper, this is an extremely unlikable individual, yet for some reason, we root for him while following his story. Anti-heroes are flawed, as are we. Their moral complexity mirrors our own, and just like us, they are learning and growing as they move along the path of life. Their mistakes make us think of our mistakes, and perhaps the reason we root for their redemption is the reflection of ourselves rooting for our own. So you might be curious about the contrast between the anti-hero and the villain. One we embrace and relate to, while the other we despise and detach from. Both are driven by selfish motivations, yet our emotional response differs between them. The reason for this, while not necessarily obvious, is a relatively simple formula. The anti-hero must have a glimmer of humanity alongside a noticeable vulnerability. This is what allows the viewer to truly connect with the character. It allows us to forgive them when they are unethical, but admire them when they are noble. It allows them to be angry, cowardly, and greedy, but also cheerful, brave, and empathetic.
Who the fuck is Thurman? Is that you? Is your name Thurman?
Yeah,
Thurman Merman?
yeah.
Jesus.
With relation to Jeff, while many of us can't relate to the feeling of being addicted to heroin for well over a decade, we can certainly understand the feeling of sadness. While we may not be able to put ourselves directly in the shoes of an addict, we can somewhat relate to the adversity that comes with it, not to mention the incredible magnitude of the situation he is going through in this video. How he responds to this very moment is quite literally the precursor to his entire future. He is at a crossroad moment in life, where on one side is the possibility of hope, and on the other side is the outright guarantee of despair. The long-term path he goes down will be the consequences of the short-term choices he makes, all of which have to be judged and decided on while going through the early stages of heroin withdrawal.
So you get it, anti-hero versus villain. So in that law-abiding citizen, he's not necessarily a villain. He's an anti-hero. He does stuff,
Right.
you know, and he's not necessarily a bad guy. It's just a very good video, you know. Yeah.
Well, technically, you're a bad guy that has a glimmer of hope in you, of humanity. That's what makes you an anti-hero, because you're still bad, but you still do good things.
No, I thought it was more of your motivation might be good, but your methods are bad.
that could be said.
Yeah, that
too.
works too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, do the means justify the end is what
Let's
it
talk
is.
about another controversial topic. I'm gonna start moderating our chats so we don't just fucking sit here for 2 hours talking about random subjects. Okay, are we ready for the next subject, or does anybody got anything else
Yes.
controversial
Yep.
before I put one on the table?
Maybe, yeah.
Gonna-
Oh, you do? Maybe. What do you got?
Well, occurred to me. So let's say somebody cheats on their spouse or their partner. Is it okay for them to come clean? And why do you really come clean? Is it for your sake for feeling better or to make the other person feel better, which isn't a thing? Let's say
That's a good question.
even after the relationship ended, some people feel the need to tell their partner, "Oh, but I cheated on you." That should be something that burden should be on you.
I think you could even follow up more with that and saying that if your significant other cheats on you, would you leave them? Because everybody will say yes, right? The reality of it is you probably won't. But it's a good question. I think people do it to relinquish themselves of guilt or to be vindictive to make them feel like shit.
Right?
Yeah, depending on the situation.
I also am
That's
one of
what it
those
is.
people that subscribe to the fact that it's okay to cheat.
But then they have all the other people saying, "Oh, but kudos for being honest." But it's, in my opinion, it's really not. I mean,
You're doing it because
it's
you have an
to
agenda.
unburden
Right.
yourself.
Right. That's
not
why
making
you're
the
going to
other-
do it.
Yeah,
If
you're
the
not
other
making
person finds out you cheated, right? If the other person finds out you cheated and you admit to it, that wasn't you making yourself feel better. You got caught, so you're saying, what the other person already knows.
Yeah, but either way, you get rid of the guilt, right? So it's the same outcome.
Yeah.
There's probably an outburst if you get caught, which is maybe less apparent when you come clean yourself.
I didn't do that.
I
Well, when
slipped and
someone
fell.
cheats, right? Someone's at fault, regardless. Someone is at fault, regardless. Whether it's the person that cheated or it's the person you always say it's the person that cheated is the problem. You sure about that?
No.
Are you sure about that?
What
So
was the
if-
reason they did that?
Well, let's just say something. Let me use me and my ex-wife, right? Together for many years, loved each other at one point. That love grew further apart. She cheated, then I cheated. Do I think either of us are wrong? No, we seek love somewhere else. Now, I think what stays wrong is you continually do it and you stay married. What's the point of being married?
Yeah.
Right? What's this point now? What do we do? We come home, I come home, I see you, and then I go to bed. We don't do anything. So,
What's the point?
But
if
when you
go
both
out,
do,
when do men usually cheat on their wives?
Only because they didn't get
Opportunity.
any. Usually.
Fine, opportunity, but why? But why would you, if your wife, let me try to ask this question again in a different term. What would make you want to cheat on your
seek
wife?
out. Not enough. Nookie?
Seeking out something that you didn't get.
When a man cheats on a woman, he cheats on her for sex, right? When a woman cheats on a man, she's looking for love.
Yeah,
Emotional.
it's in the head. That's why I said the opportunity. A man needs opportunity. A woman knowingly
Right, but
does
come down
it.
to brass tacks. Forget opportunity. Even if there's no opportunity, he'll find out an opportunity to go knock the boots with a chick, right? Right, like regardless. So regardless of
You a
whether
great opportunity.
yeah, you'll make one. You'll be like, I'm gonna go to the bar at 9 a.m. when there's no one there but the bartender. I'm gonna fuck the shit out of her on the vodka, right? You're gonna find the opportunity to make that happen. So is the man wrong? I don't know. The woman hasn't given him sex.
And that's a basic biological thing that is ingrained into men.
So is it wrong for a woman to cheat on a man looking for love? If you're not giving her love, she's going to find it somewhere else. You're going to say leave.
Right.
First off, anybody that's married, you know damn well it ain't as simple as just getting up and walking out. I'm telling you. From someone that's done it like 28 times, you can't just walk away. It's not that simple.
But you can also say that a man can another woman without any feelings at all and still love his wife
Not if
dearly,
it's really
deeply.
good. Not if it's really good. You know what I mean? Not if it's really good. If it's really good, you might be like, whoa, what am I doing with this fat slob, yo? I mean, she rode my dick and my balls dehydrated. Like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, it might make you think twice. Like, oh man, I feel empty. At least 2 pounds of jizz came out of my penis. You know what I mean? Like,
Like a little, like raisins.
yeah, it just shriveled up. I don't even have testicles after that sex. I got to rebuild this back up.
But we can agree that a man doesn't
Electrolytes.
have to have the emotional connection, right?
Correct.
Yeah, initially, yeah.
I'm
Not
different.
always. Not
I'm
always.
not trying to be the spade here. I'm different. I do get emotionally connected after knocking the boots. If
Why-
anything,
Wait,
I commend
before
you guys.
wait. Before knocking the boots or during knocking the boots?
After we knock the
There's a
boots, I get
difference.
that connection.
No,
Oh,
no,
after.
no.
Yeah,
That
well-
we agree.
Let me
We're
specify.
talking before
I'm not saying
that you need that to knock the boots. That's what
No,
No,
you
you're
don't need
saying
it.
that men need
Yeah.
emotion.
No,
I
right?
don't agree with that. I'll
No.
fuck
Exactly,
a homeless.
that's-
I'll fuck a homeless person in front of Subway. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
that's
I
right.
don't. I don't need.
But then you're gonna have any. Hold on.
But
You're
then
gonna
I
fuck
get
a
a
homeless man in
6-inch
front of
sub
a
for free.
That's the emotional connection. You're getting
That's what I'm.
something
Well,
for free.
yeah, no, mine's a food addiction. Like mine's.
But to clarify, I'm not saying having an affair. Just purely the act of.
You're
Most
saying
men,
that we don't need
let's go
that, or we
this way.
do need that.
most men
We
do
don't.
not need an emotional connection. They can go out,
Yes,
opportunity,
agree, 100%.
go back
I
to
thought
their
you were
wives,
saying-
and everything be
Yeah.
okay.
Oh no. See, you're saying two different things. I can knock the boots with a woman with zero emotional attachment. Just find them attractive. My problem is what you just said afterwards, all said and done, we're good to go. No. That's where it gets fucked up for me, because once we do it, I feel like either A, we need to do it again because it's really good, or B, that really sucks, so we're going to nip it in the bud. You know what I mean? So depending on the quality of the sex will dictate whether or not I get an emotional attachment to that person.
Ah, see, that's different now. That's
Yes,
different.
I'm not,
And it's
and I commend men that are able to just.
But
no
is
big
that
deal.
hold on? Is that an emotional connection though, or is it something that
I think I'm just
you
a
liked
sensitive
it?
bitch. I just think I'm.
No,
a
No,
sensitive bitch.
no. It's not, because if you were a sensitive bitch, as you say, then even if it sucks, you'd still want to do it again. Then you don't. What you want to do is, if you liked it so
if
much, you're
you-
going to do it again. And because of doing it again, you just want what you just had again. It's not an emotional connection. It's just you liked it so much. You're like, hey, I'm going to do it again. Just like if you like that piece of cake,
Yeah.
you'd be like, ooh, I like it. I'm going to have another piece of cake. That's what it is.
Yeah, but some men can
Right,
do it
and
2-3
fake.
times and walk away. I can't do that.
Because you like it so much. It's
No,
your addiction.
no, because I'm getting attracted to, because I'm a vain person, right? If I'm physically attracted to you, you could be as smart as a fucking ashtray. I don't, it doesn't take much. Look at Brie. She's about as smart as the extension cord plugged into the Mac, which is not saying much. It knows that it's plugged in. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll have fried macaroni, even though that's not how you cook it. If that's what you want to make for me, sweetheart, you suck on my dick later. Yes. Okay, we're good. You know, like I'm willing to, and I think that's a flaw. That's a flaw for me, because that's not a general man that gets
Right.
attached via just sex. Most men could just whatever. And women, on the other hand, are like me. 1-2 times, now they're connected. You know what I mean? So that might be the sissy bitch in me.
And you made a great point. For men, it's visual.
I
heard
heard Brie.
You heard Brie? That's what I'm saying. She gets excited about fucking fried macaroni.
But you
I'm
made a great
actually
point.
interested
For
about
women,
the fried
it's visually.
macaroni now.
I'm still not
For men,
100%
visually. For women,
convinced,
it's in the
because
mind.
if you really were sensitive then you would need to establish an emotional connection before you even knock the boots. So I wouldn't call you sensitive.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree. It just that causes me to get because that's what I associate love with, right? Which is a flaw.
I think that's
knocking the
normal.
boots. Well,
The need for
then
that
most men are
person.
abnormal because most men could do it with zero connection. Like I know people. There's people in here. Matthew can do it without emotional connection. Does that make him less of a man than me? No. If anything, I think it makes him more of a man than me.
Well,
We're
I
saying-
think
we're
it's because
saying-
of the situations are different. I think the situations are different. But was Matthew always like that, or just recently became that way?
No,
You
the
see,
thing
there's a
is,
difference.
the thing is also, if I'm in a committed relationship, I won't. If everything's okay in
will.
the relationship,
I
why
will.
would I?
I will.
Right. But what if things are not going? That's the whole idea, Matthew. The things are not going right
That's
right
the
now.
thing. If things are not going right,
You'll cheat or you'll leave. Let's be real. You'll cheat.
either.
Really? You'll leave?
No,
Leave.
there's not either.
Really?
It's not either. You have to pick one. You have to pick one. Unless, of course, she's being
No.
abusive.
Oh,
thing
if
is-
a bitch hits me, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
done,
man.
bro.
That's what I'm
That
saying.
makes me feel less of a man. I got a woman hitting me with a
Yes.
ballet slipper. Oh, fuck this. Oh no, I'm out. You got the flip flops out? I'm done. I'm out.
The
That's
tecletas
the
are
thing.
out.
I've had an instance in the store where I witnessed, and it wasn't like sarcastically, it was mean. Not mean in the sense, oh, it hurt my feelings, but I saw this woman berating her husband, and the anger that went through my body. And I told Sniffles this story, and she kind of laughed when I said it. I would snap your neck right in the store if you talk to me like that.
Right? Because you are demasculating me. You are.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh
In
my
public.
God,
dumb
yo.
F. You need to do this. You need to do that.
Oh.
And she was berating him. I was like, wow.
It almost
the-
makes you
the
want to get
funniest thing
involved,
is-
right? Like you feel like you're the
Yes.
victim there. Bitch.
The thing is,
I felt
he
that.
he was kind of okay looking, and she was, of course, severely overweight.
Wait, he was
Right,
overweight or
I
she
would
was
be-
overweight? Who was?
No, the guy was normal.
Uh-huh.
She was overweight. So that was
Really?
weird because you would think, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
So that
that's
pussy's got to
more
be
and
on
more common.
fleek. That pussy's got to be on fire. Like,
Or, well, they have a kid. Don't underestimate that.
oh yeah.
yeah, something about demasculate. Even in a relationship, just respect for one another. You got something to say, you say it under your breath. What the fuck are you doing? Like, seriously.
Right. Exactly. Like, let's
what
not
are
talk
you
about this
doing?
right now. When
Yeah,
we
don't
get when we
get
get
loud
home,
and
we'll
draw
talk about it. Yeah.
attention to the thing like you're trying to prove a point, like you're Miss Queen Bee. Oh, hell no.
But that's the problem. That's what they do now. They do that on purpose so that way they can demasculate you on that sense. And then they're trying to prove to the world, like, look at who I am. I was able to stand up to this situation right here and right now.
Yeah, but
They also
that-
tend
that
to
is
know
right.
which buttons to push, and they stay calm. They push your buttons until you fly off the handle, and then you're the bad guy
And
because
Right.
you raise your voice.
Spade, that guy, if you think about it rationally, what is that guy going to do? To me, his balls are in a vice. He has a kid. He's
Right now,
probably
yeah.
married to that. What is he going to do?
Well, let me ask you
Leave
something,
or good
Jordan.
luck?
Go back to that story. How come you didn't say something?
Because I sensed
Not-
it's not me. Why
But
would I?
Not my
she was
relationship.
loud enough. Hold on, but she was loud enough to include you in the conversation.
Yeah, that's more of the Belgian way. I think we just keep to our own and just.
No,
put
that's
the-
even an American way, but not me. If I saw
Ah.
that, I'd be like, bro, grab your fucking balls and say something. Excuse me? You heard me, fatty. I'm talking to him, not you. You want to come out with me, there'll be a different result. You can't talk to me like that. Bree, punch this fat fucking slob in the face. Yes, sir.
But the anger that went through me.
I don't know. If you're being that loud where you want to include me, I guess I'm included now. Right? So
Right.
I'll be in this fight.
And if you snap the neck, prisons aren't that bad anymore. So sentence is okay.
It was an accident.
It was an
It's
accident.
like
So
being
How long, Bree?
it's like being in a country club.
What do you mean you don't have Netflix? I'm out. I'm going back home.
I'm so done with
no
this.
internet. No internet. No. Oh no.
Yeah, but you don't know this. Matthew probably still knows this, Pay. So I'm going to say roughly 6 or 7 years, because we're still talking about prisons. Because our Belgian prisons were overpopulated, we transferred X amount of convicts from Belgium to the Netherlands because they still had open seats in some prisons. They went on strike. The convicts went on strike because the food in the Netherlands was way worse than in Belgium. This is no joke. And then Belgium had to take the convicts back because the food was better here.
Wait,
and
I'm
they were
sorry.
on
Did you
hunger
say the
strike.
prisoners had a strike?
Yeah.
Yes, a hunger strike. Because the food wasn't up to par.
Yeah. Oh, and it's not the
Prisoners
first and
had
the only time.
So what did they do? Just refuse to eat?
Yes, because the food was horrible.
That's not my problem. You don't eat. That's your problem.
They've done that in America. That's been done before.
But that's what I don't understand. Like, what is that supposed to prove to me? Congratulations, you didn't eat for a week.
Last thing you
Whose
want is your
fault is
fucking
that?
population to start dying from starvation. That's the last. That's the last kind of. Publicity.
But that's their fault. But that's their fault,
Doesn't
Jay.
matter.
They didn't
Doesn't
eat.
matter. You could force.
What am I supposed to do? Force
You gotta
food
be
down
the-
their throat?
Look, I'm not. I sound so progressive in these outside of societies lately. I do. I promise you, I'm not. I am very pro-choice. I am very on the fence with that, but I'm not. I just want anybody to know that's new here. I am not a progressive person. I vote for Trump. I vote for Republicans because they have better ideologies than Democrats. Let's just make this clear. But you're going to have to abide by what their demands are. If you don't, it's going to look bad. I don't know about letting it go on for a couple months. Give them what they
Okay,
want.
I have a
What do you want,
question.
Macaroni? Fine.
Who does it look bad on? Like the news is going to say,
The prison system.
X, Y, and Z prison, the prisoners are not eating because there was no salt in the food.
Right.
Who cares? You're in prison. You shouldn't have the luxuries of tasty food.
Human rights.
Human rights means you have to get food. It doesn't have to be tasty.
It has to be edible food, right?
It's edible. Edible doesn't have to be filet mignon.
I agree. And I don't think that they were asking for filet mignon. They were probably asking for a better macaroni and cheese or instead of green eggs.
I wouldn't eat green eggs, but okay.
Military eats green eggs, but that's not the point. The point is that if they're asking for something like that, is it too much to give them? I don't know. What's the budget look like? Is it really that bad?
Well, it makes you question. I don't know how bad the MREs are.
MREs, yeah.
MREs.
I don't know how tasty they are.
They're good.
But how tasty are they?
Good.
And is it really
They're not bad.
acceptable that a prisoner gets better food than your military staff?
It's not bad. I've had MREs. They're not bad.
No, I'm just saying, if that's the quality you're giving to the people that are defending your country and other people are actually destroying the country from within, who do you want to serve better food to?
Why not just give them MREs? Your budget should allow that. It would
costly.
be cheaper.
MREs are costly per person versus getting a vat.
Oh, are they?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Oh yeah.
I would have thought MREs were
Packaged,
cheaper.
Individual. No, it's going to be more money. MREs, hands down. I mean, you figure.
Do you really want your prisoners
$1, $2?
to have a lot of energy and calories in a meal?
Yeah, and a weapon, right? Because sometimes you'll get like Tabasco
Pork.
with water where you can make little bombs out of. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea to be giving them MREs.
Hold on. What? I missed that
So it
part.
comes
Say that
with a
again.
boiling
Tabasco.
bag? Yeah, so it comes in a boiling bag, MREs. Like if you get like chili mac or something, and then what we would do.
Okay, so
is
you don't give
take
them that.
Do you want to know the fucking shit, or do you want to
Yes.
continue to
Go
talk?
ahead.
Then
Sorry.
shut the fuck up and let me talk. So what it is you take the bag that you put a little bit of water in, and it goes on like a quarter thing, and it heats up. So what you do is it comes with a little Tabasco sauce, sometimes ketchup, sometimes mustard, depending on what's in it. Comes with a little Tabasco sauce. You empty the Tabasco sauce inside of the water. You let the bag swell up, and then you throw the fucking bag inside of somebody's tent. Now you got a tear gas grenade.
Nice. I don't think we should be giving those out to the prisoners.
Yeah, I
Maybe
agree.
they don't have to be in baggies. They
Oh,
could
thank
just
you,
give them the
Matthew.
food.
Thank you, Matthew.
So can a normal person acquire those back? Not the Tabasco, but just a regular, just the
Yeah.
taste
It's
one.
in the
Oh,
MREs.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in it to heat it up. Some of them you don't need to heat up, and most of them you do. And then the bag goes inside of that bag to make it hot.
I would want to try one just to see.
You would
the
like
quality of
the MREs. I could get you some by the time you come.
You can get them here. You can get them here.
Really?
Yeah, they're good.
Well, I don't know if I want to try Belgium
It's
Belgian
calorie packed,
MREs.
too. Like
No.
it's got a
I
lot
think
of-
you can even get the American ones.
You can.
The Army Depot.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're actually
really?
good, man.
Oh.
They're good, and it's full of calories. It's the
Yeah.
peanut butter will not make you shit. I mean, it's designed so you can,
Not
go
go
out
to the
for 8
bathroom.
hours, and not shit at all. You'll feel like you have to poop, but nothing will come out. So that's nothing better than that. Getting shot at
Super
like
dry.
You can't poop.
Yeah, what is it like? Like 5,000 or 6,000 calories in one
Oh
meal?
yeah. Oh yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's made
Because-
to keep the
Yep.
troops going, so
Yep.
they have enough sustenance and enough energy to keep going, fight against cold and everything. It's
Oh yeah.
not good for losing weight if you're sitting in a
No,
chair.
you'll get if you had nothing but MREs, you'd be a fucking fatty in a week. Like,
But
trust, if you're not
idea-
using that energy,
Yeah, nope.
bad choice of food. Bad choice. You'd be better
But
off
the
at
i-
McDonald's.
the idea is to only eat once a day with an MRE.
No.
Right? Not to eat
No.
three
Three
times a day.
But you realize you're burning a lot of energy in the military life.
Right.
You're
Right.
moving, man. You need that.
You're moving. You have gear on your back that weighs
Yeah.
what? 60, 80
A
kilograms.
lot.
Your gun,
50 to
your-
75 pounds.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
So
you
do
need
they
that.
only distribute that, or is that only for when you're on the go? Do they still have like a big kitchen, or?
So depending on where you go, sometimes they do K rations, which is like where they'll heat up, like they'll do chicken, and it's like rotisserie chicken, and it'll be like in a metal vat that stays hot. They'll come out in a truck, and then they'll serve everybody that. It depends on where you're at, what you're doing, how close a base is. But yeah, MREs, and you'll have some people that get first pick, and they'll pick all the good stuff, the chili mac, the spaghetti and meatballs. And then you have the weird shit like tuna casserole that there'll be 50 of them on the truck. And
Yeah.
if you're too
Nope.
slow and
'Cause
you're
nobody
last
wants
on
it.
there, now you'll get sick eating that shit, man. You're heating up tuna fish
Apparently-
with mayonnaise, with noodles.
Apparently, they managed to make a pizza MRE now.
Yep. They have hot dogs with buns in them.
Oh,
It's good. It's not bad. It's just really a lot of calories. Like in a
That would be a
immense
soggy
amount.
hot dog, no? The
No,
bun would be
because they
soggy?
like freeze
No?
dry it, so it comes out of that package like you would get it from one of those hot dog carts. Over
Hot dogs.
in- yeah, bro. Like, whoa, this has been sitting for 12 years. This is phenomenal. Like, this
It's like it was made
great.
yesterday.
If you come out of a package, that's something to use with your argument, right? With your wife. Look, you can't cook. How can this sit for 35 years inside of this box? And this tastes better than anything you make. Now you got her going out to buy MREs to serve you dinner. Looks like you made chili mac again tonight, babe. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got the recipe.
the worst one you could get here was ox tongue in Madeira sauce.
Oh.
Ooh.
In what sauce?
Madeira
What
sauce.
kind of sauce?
Ox tongue in Madeira sauce.
What's Madeira?
What's
It's a type of sauce. It's
Ox
it's awful.
tongue?
Oh, it's
Ox
not
tongue in
bad.
Madeira sauce.
Fresh, but
Oh, yeah, not in an MRE. I can tell you,
yeah.
the cookies were good.
Ox
Yeah,
tongue?
but it's not
Lemonade was
bad,
good.
Chance. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
I've had cow tongue. Is it the same?
probably.
I'm sure it is similar.
Yeah, it's not that different.
Yeah, cow tongue to me just tastes like worn out beef. It's not. It tastes like a steak that just fell on the floor too much.
A used steak.
All right, so I got another topic. It's gonna be edgy. You ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pro or against abortion?
I knew it was coming.
Dude, I got a litany of unwanted topics. You either be a pro or against it. There is no in between. Pro abortion.
No in between.
No in between. It's either for or against.
Who's got a kid in the background?
That was a cat.
Oh.
No.
It's outside.
Oh,
That's outside.
Oh, it's outside. Okay.
come on! What are we doing? Nobody's got anything. Pro or against?
I said yes.
All right, fine.
I'm pro.
All right, fine.
Pro.
There are scenarios, so there could be reasons why to say against, but you still have to come up with one pro or against.
Pro.
So you say pro abortion?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Jordan,
Because
you
I
say pro?
can go stricter with it. I'm gonna go with the law, like federally and state. I can still go stricter with it, but if I abolish it completely, then I have no options.
Okay, so you're for, you can do it. So choice, pro choice.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
100%.
Matthew, choice.
Pro.
Wow. Okay.
I'm surprised. I'm really
that was-
surprised right now.
That was an
I-
easy topic. Cool.
I thought it was just
was
going to
it?
be me that said yes. I really
Okay.
thought that. I'm
No,
being
but
honest.
it's very, very, very difficult because there are situations where I would be against it,
Like,
and there are a lot of where it's a good thing, between brackets.
How would you be
well,
against it?
where are you against it at?
Like, let's say, you're in a relationship, she gets pregnant, you want a kid, she doesn't. She doesn't have to take your opinion into account whatsoever, and she just goes and has an abortion. One of a case I read
So
somewhere.
that's an against. That's where you're against.
Yeah. Yep.
But
If
she
you
has
both-
to carry
if
the
you're in a-
baby, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The thing is, if it's the other way, she wants to keep it, but you don't. She also carries it, and you're gonna pay for it for the rest of your life, or for the rest of the 18 or 19 or 20 years. So if that's a thing, you should have a say so in the other direction as
Yeah,
well.
we know we can't use the hippo thing, right? This has been proven. The amount of people that get abortions for the hippo situation is such a small bracket. It's not even. It's not even worth talking about.
And that should be okay.
See,
right, but
I'm
it should be
pro
okay,
for it
though.
as well. I'm pro for it. That you want to get it, go ahead, go for it. Whether I want it or not, because the way that I see it is the only time it's not okay is if that child can be born without assistance from a hospital. That's when I believe it's a life. So if she
So
can
if it
have
pops
the baby
out-
at 6 months, so right after second trimester, right? If you're in third trimester, it should not be allowed. Because that is basically a human.
Life.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if it needs to come out and be on machines to stay alive, I don't consider that. It's just like if someone's in a coma, right? And they're in that for 30 years. Doctor says, listen, man, that's got to be a tough conversation for a doctor, but they've been here for 26 years. I mean, they're getting to the point of old age that if they do wake up, they're probably, that's tough, but they're probably not going to make it. So,
I'm also against when it becomes anti-conception, or instead of anti-conception, like, oh, I'm pregnant again, let's just go and have it. Oh, I'm pregnant again. Let's just go and have a nope. Shouldn't have
But
to work
why?
that
What
way.
if the argument could be said?
But
Sure,
that's
if you're
only
like 4
ruining
months
her.
pregnant, 5 months pregnant, right? But if you're doing it like a month after, it's no big deal. It's still not a life, right? Or do you
Huh?
consider? When do you
No,
consider?
I think
the
he's
child-
saying
when do you-
multiple times.
Right, I know, I get
Yeah,
that,
if-
but
if-
my
if-
argument is I get what you're saying. Like, just do it a week after, 2 weeks after, 2 weeks after, fine. 1, 10, 9, 10, 11. But the argument can be said is, when do you consider that child to be alive? What makes what makes that a human being? At what point?
When it can sustain its own
To be
life.
honest with you,
So third
Yeah.
trimester, second trimester. Okay, so then why not be able to keep doing it?
am I the only one that believes that it's only in life when it pops out?
Well, no, that's kind of what I'm saying, is that if it pops out and it breathes, the first breath is life. The argument most
Right.
people say is the heartbeat is a life.
That
Ooh.
means nothing.
Well, then my argument
But
to
that's
you
why-
is, what about someone that's in a coma that's got a heart rate? Is that a life?
Okay, if they're in a coma, they still have life and they still have brain activity, and we knew they were originally alive. So there's a possibility that they
Right,
can
but you're
snap
relying
out of
on a
their coma.
machine to keep them breathing, right?
Right.
So you're relying on a person to keep that heart from beating, right?
Right.
What the
But that
fuck's the
person was a
difference?
oh, no. Okay, the way I see it is you're preserving a life because that person was alive and they're now in a coma, as opposed to a kid who is in your stomach, who is popping out, who needs a machine to live. They've never lived before, so they don't know.
No. What I'm saying
You
is
understand what
that
I'm saying?
baby. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that baby, right, with the heart rate at whatever, 21
Right.
days or whatever it is, got the heart rate, right? That heart rate would not be there if it wasn't for the person that has that baby, right?
Correct.
So that baby is relying on that heart rate. That person in the coma is relying on that machine. Well, whether or not they're cognitive and they know that machine is running them, that relies on that machine to keep them alive, right?
Well, but that's like saying like we shouldn't have anything for Matthew because he has a pacemaker. His heart could go out and it'll shock him. Same concept, no?
No, that's
Don't have a pacemaker.
no. He doesn't have a pacemaker. He's got something to. No. You clearly okay.
Defibrillator built in.
Oh. Defibrillator, whatever. Okay, so fine, but that's going to still keep him alive, right?
Yeah, but he's cognitive.
I think they're
He's
similar.
here now.
Right, he's
The baby
cognitive.
is not really
But the
cognitive, and the coma patient isn't cognitive either.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Neither of them. I don't think that's a fair comparison. You're talking about advancing the medical field where Matthew can say, "Ooh, I'm having a heart attack," and doesn't need the machine to be aware of that, or the machine. You know what I mean? Like he can determine the difference. A child or a person in a coma.
No.
Just because you have a heart rate, I guess technically you are alive. I mean,
Well,
That's the
I
bare
don't know.
minimum.
No,
yeah, that is
because the cluster of cells that's pretty quickly. You have a cluster of cells and that already start pulsating. That's gonna become the heart. So when is it the heartbeat? The first second that specific cell that is gonna become the heart starts pulsating, that's early. That's why I'm saying if it can come out and it can survive on its own, okay.
I agree.
It's a life.
I agree 100% with that. If the child can come out on its own, you should not be able to abort that. Yes.
Even if you take it out, then it can survive.
Oh, like a C-section? Like pop it out and just cut it out and
Yeah, but usually
If
if
it's
it's
alive,
too
it's alive.
early, like 5 months, that is such a not maldeformed, but it's going to need
Premature.
machines. It's going to need something to keep it breathing.
right.
That's not
Is that
actually
any
on
different
its
than a
own.
person in a coma?
No, that's not on its own. I mean, if you take it out of the
Depending
belly,
how
in
old-
that instance, it should be able to survive on its own without.
Okay, so age is the argument then. That's what the argument is, Jordan? The age? Because you're saying
No,
they're
I
old?
was thinking out loud, thinking, well, the other one still has potential, and that's why you want to maybe invest money and time in it, while the other one, depending how old he or she is in that coma,
You
I
don't
don't
think
know.
keeping somebody
for me-
alive in a coma is a selfish thing?
Yes.
I think we can all agree on that, right?
Yep.
Do we wait?
Someone's
But what
been
are
in a
the
coma
what are
for
the?
10 years. That's not selfish? 10 years.
No, that's selfish. That's too long.
10 years.
That's
We're not
too
talking
long,
about 3
man.
months, man. We're talking about 10 years.
No,
But
no,
I
it
think
shouldn't go
like you
past a
said,
year.
Jay, but I think what you said, Jay, holds true for both situations. They're identical. With the baby, it's difficult for the parents to let go, and for the coma patients, it's exactly the same. It's on the family not willing to let go. The problem is that's a brand new life with a lot of potential, even though it needs a lot of help. The other one had somewhat of a life before it happened. That's an accident, and this is also an accident, but there is more potential because it's brand new. If you can
That's
get
like
it.
saying-
But then again, this discussion
but you're
wouldn't be...
factoring in old age of coma. You could go into a coma for 20 years at
Yeah,
12.
that's what I'm saying.
You know?
Yeah, it depends on what age. The problem what you have is with the advances of in the medical field, you wouldn't have this discussion 40, 50 years ago because if it was born too early, it wouldn't survive. Done.
Right, and
There
then
were
you
no
get
machines.
into humanity fucking up natural selection. You've got, I mean, there's so many factors here, so many factors. And then what's to
could
say that
argue-
on that 15th year that they don't get out of a coma, right? Because that's happened where someone did, what was it, 50 something years, 60 years? They woke up and they were like, "Whoa, what is this electronic thing on the wall with?"
What's the point?
Yeah.
What's the
What
point
is
at that
this?
point?
So you
What's
could
the
argue
point?
What do you mean?
brain
What
activity
do you
as
mean,
well.
Spade?
Oh, then a brain activity. When does a baby have a brain? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
It takes a while.
No, especially for
my
a coma
point-
patient. If there's no brain activity, it's just a shell.
Yeah, but here's
Right.
the
If you have no
problem.
brain
How do
activity,
you
you're
define
basically
life?
dead at that point.
Wow.
No,
Third
but
week.
here's the biggest
So
issue.
21 days.
Oh shit! 21
Problem
days.
is-
Okay.
And the problem is, how do you define life? Is it a heartbeat? Is it something that's just kind of moving? Is it something you can converse with? Does it respond?
Truth-
How do you decide now this is alive?
I think it's two things. If it's got a heartbeat and if it has brain activity, it should technically be a life because that person could be paraplegic and not have a ability to move hands or legs, right? So I think
So
the
then we
idea is
can't
that
pull
if
the
you're
plug on a
cognitive
coma
here,
patient. Then we can't pull the plug on a coma patient.
That's what I'm saying. You can't. There can't. You
I-
if you can't do one, you can't do the other.
That's the problem.
Like they have to go hand in hand. You can't.
but I think
A life is a life, whether
Which-
they're 20 years old,
Right.
40, or 6 months. A life is a life. If you can't do abortion, then you can't pull the plug on people in a coma. You got to run this one out.
But I feel
And
like
you have
in
to
a
be-
person in a coma, there should be a time frame. If this person hasn't woken up in 6 months to a year, we're going to hope that in 10 years he's going to wake up. Come on, guys. You're just delaying the inevitable.
He has a
But
point
you should
in the
be very
sense
careful.
of you are a nurse in a hospital and it catches on fire and you have either the coma patient that you're rolling out or a baby in that box that's still taking care. You're gonna go for the baby. You're gonna go for the baby.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, it's easier to carry a baby than it is somebody who's well over 100
Well, they're
and
on a
something
fucking
pounds to
gurney,
carry
bro,
that.
with wheels. They're on the wheels.
There's a fire. There's a fire. You don't know what's going on. Maybe there was an earthquake and
No, but
it's
it's going about the potential. It's going about the potential.
Yeah.
There's more hope in the baby than in the coma patient. Even
Assuming
though
that the
it's
person in the
exactly the
coma is
same.
old. You keep going
No,
back
no,
to the...
no. Not on age. More on what Spade said, Jay. How many years has he been in a coma? That's the
Yes.
deciding
Oh, I
factor.
agree.
That's my
I mean,
thing.
but again, I cannot press this enough. If you have not seen the movie Sublime, what we're talking about is that movie. And it is one of the best movies you will ever fucking watch. It is literally exactly what we're talking about. What if you're in a coma? I just spoiled the whole fucking movie for you. What if you're in a coma? Has anybody here seen it? I told you guys to see it. Has anybody watched it?
I have not. I've not.
No.
It's
Whatever.
done
Oh,
now.
forget it.
Fuck.
I watched it
I'll
originally.
spoil it. So what if the whole time you're in a coma, you don't think you're in a coma? Everything still exists.
Well,
That's
Oh,
possible.
you're visually seeing it. You're
That's
imagining
the
the whole
movie
thing
subline.
happening.
That is the movie.
I don't see why it's impossible.
Right. So you taking their life again. What if you say 10 years is the cutoff, right? And then on year 12, they were going to wake up.
You don't know that though.
You don't, but you don't know if that baby that's going to be born with cancer, that we see the cancer cells active, that they're going to survive,
Right.
but yet you still do it. You're selfish, right?
Right, but
Let's
you
give
also-
that baby a
right.
chance.
But if that's the case, you don't know. Like, if you have cancer right now, you don't know if you're going to live 6 months or a year or even 10 years.
But you,
it's all theoretical.
bringing that baby here with an ailment, cancer, heart being born on the outside of the body, something that is not
Natural.
yeah.
average,
Or
okay,
average.
Or, yeah, something that is not norm or normalcy. You know that child, they don't have much time, and they're going to say, let's make the best of it. That's not selfish.
Oh yeah,
Of course it is.
That baby,
course it
you
is.
know how much a grown-ass adult pain goes through their body when they go through cancer. You're going to let that child be born with cancer and suffer. Yeah, let's give them a chance. A chance at what?
Suffering.
So they're going to
Yeah.
be, all they're going to know is pain. When they're born to when they die is nothing but pain.
Right.
Sorry. That doesn't sound pleasant to me. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
That-
And to bring this full circle, just what we discussed about, we are now willing to put a convict immediately out of his misery, but we won't do that for a baby to suffer.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense as a humanity.
Because it's a life, Jordan.
What are you talking about?
Because it's a life.
Yes.
Because that's a new life. That's okay. That baby is innocent, but you're gonna make
It's
him
zeroed
guilty
out.
by letting him be born with cancer. Like,
But
bro. No offense. Your philosophy is flawed.
Yes. But I do
What is
see
the
it could be very difficult for parents to let go. I can see that. I
Yes.
can, on a certain
Yes.
level, I can
Yes.
understand.
Yeah.
It's not something, oh, let me sleep on this. Yeah, you're gonna need a couple of nights to, I mean,
I get the argument from
What is
that.
the
Emotional.
actual definition of life? Because that's not
That's the
something
problem.
simple you can do like Spade said. Oh, brain activity and a heartbeat. Because a lot of things are alive if you take it that way.
yeah.
The
and I've had
definition of life
discussions
is gonna
with
be
people that I think
very-
are barely alive and they have a heartbeat in it.
Yeah, so if you're pro life, you can't be pro death penalty.
No.
I'm pro-choice.
Right? But I'm
I
saying
have
if
the
there's anybody
choice.
that watches this, you can't be
Yeah.
pro life and then be pro death penalty. It doesn't that makes no sense. So you're saying that one, because of what they committed, is unacceptable, so we get rid of them. But then the kid that's born with something that obviously does not want to be born with it, and you decide because of your selfish reasons, God, that sounds so cold, but your selfish reasons, let's let that be born for and be here the remainder of however long it's here for, because
I think
So you're
because
basically
they explain it to themselves. We're getting rid of evil and we're trying to cherish or at least keep good as long as possible into the world.
okay, but
That's how
that good
they're
is
gonna
going to
defend
affect
it.
nobody, right? You getting rid of it now here's the argument. You getting rid of the evil makes sense so they don't hurt somebody else.
Continue on.
Right.
Yes.
You bringing a child into this world that has cancer or is going to die. Like, well, everybody's going to die, but whatever. The doctor said, listen, it's got no lungs, man. You you got to do something, right? There's people that be like, all right, what can we do to make them have lungs? Or what can we do,
You're sentencing the kid and the family members.
right. And all that
At
kid
that
that's
point-
going to do positive in this world is going to be just for those family members that at least got to see them. And you know how bad that's going to be? You get attached during those 2 years and then you got to
Whoa.
watch it die. Oh, bro.
That's even harder. That's even
Yeah, now
harder.
it's like losing your daughter, which I can relate to. You or your son. You built a relationship with something, and then it's gone, right? Versus getting rid of something that you know that what it is, but you don't know that personality. You don't know what that'll ever be.
Yep.
So it's just
Yep.
it's the not knowing. But now you know when you lost it.
That's worse.
Nah,
a lot
bro.
more.
Okay, so I have a question for you guys. Ready? You're in a situation where something happens to your significant other who is pregnant. The doctor turns around and tells you either she lives or your unborn baby lives. Who do you choose?
She.
Yeah, and even hospitals will still do the mother over the child. Even they'll try to save the mother before the child.
Okay. All right, because I was going to choose the same thing. I thought everybody was going to pick the kid.
There's a thing in movies where
Oh,
they
why?
say they do the baby first. That's not true. It's just
You can always make another kid, right? You can always make
That's
another
my
kid.
thinking.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I see it. Okay, save her and we'll try again.
Yeah, but there are women that do give birth and die, and there's nothing that they could do, so they save the baby. Like they do still.
Well, that's a
For any
different
women
situation,
out-
yeah.
Yeah, for any women out there that are scared that you're gonna die and they're not gonna care about you, that is so far from the truth.
But I think
They're
that's
not gonna be like,
a
we gotta do
typical
one. Don't worry
male-
about this one. Well, we'll lose one, but we're gaining one, so it's fine for stats.
I think that's a typical male response and a typical female response, because I think most males will choose for the woman and most females will choose for the baby.
But is it all
because we're
because
rational.
of the fact that they grew the baby in them? Is that why? Because they have that emotional attachment to growing
No.
something in their body?
I think it's because we already know what we like, and that's the woman. The kid is a big question mark.
Right?
We
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
just don't know. That kid could be a murderer, right? You don't.
Yeah.
Could be anything.
Could even be not yours.
That's
a possibility also.
I also think that if you're gonna
Oh.
force your woman to do birth control, right? I now
You
men
should
are
do
gonna
it
hate
too.
me here.
You should do it too.
Yep. I solely sign up for the fact that you could get that cream you put on your shoulder, or you could take pills that make your shit sterile, dead. Why not do that? If you're forcing her to do it, do you know what those hormones do to a woman? The hormones that are in birth control, bro, you're changing her whole anatomy, like the way that her
Everything.
body. So if she's willing to do it, so should you. So should you. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not talking about a condom. I'm talking about killing your jammies. They make a lotion.
I read somewhere that it also messes up their likes. Like, for instance, like, let's just say, for argument's sakes, this lady right here, she likes well-built men, right? She starts going on birth control. All of a sudden, she now likes bearded people and fat people, or she likes blondes over brunettes, or people with blue eyes or green. Like, it changes your
Perception.
Yeah.
Sure. Which I believe it.
I-
It changes a lot,
Yeah.
bro. You're telling your body, hey, don't make this. Stop this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a man you got to be willing to take that chance too. And a pullout game is not a prophylactic, right? It's not. That's just you testing your ability to pull out. That's not effective.
How many
bro.
chances-
Trust me. My first kids were born with that
With the pullout?
So that pre-cum is serious on me, man. I swear, if I was unfixed and you shook my hand, I'd get Jordan pregnant. Just, oh shit, instant. What the fuck is that
I'm
cramp, bro?
I'm
My bad.
pro-choice.
Bro,
Gotta
my
be fixed
bad.
Either way.
Yeah, my shit is potent. I swear, if Bree said to me, and I could get past my own fears of like with Aaron having a child, she said to me, "Jay, I really want a child." I could literally go get unfixed or refixed tomorrow. She'd be pregnant the day after. Like you one shot, bro.
Like that. Super
Or
fertile.
you could just do the what's it called? The thing where they I don't
In
know.
vitro. In
The one where
vitro, no? That's the
where
in
they
vitro.
stick the needle in your testicles to drain out the sperm.
Oh.
Ah, shit. Oh my god, I
Oh,
feel like that would be so
oh
painful.
no.
Oh yeah, they do that for
I don't
people
think-
that are fixed. They'll go directly in and just get it out. Ha! Oh, a local is not going to work.
If you're fixed, there's nothing coming out. So that's the only way they can do it.
That's it. They got to go in and go get it. And I'm going to tell you, that is not. Who's vacuuming?
So the stupid leaf blower next door.
Oh, is it? Yeah, that right there where they go in and they like suck it out, and it's not a 2-second ordeal. It's like they fill the syringe, bro. This shit is not gonna be. Oh my god, I can imagine that pain.
Well, that makes you wonder how much do you want a kid? If you want the kid, you go through that pain.
or
If you
just
don't want
I'd
the
rather
kid,
get
then-
It's fine.
unfixed. I'm gonna go get unfixed, and I'll spend the $2,000 to get unfixed, and then we'll take our chances that way. Then I'll go back in the next day for $180 and get it snipped again. Because I don't need a pregnancy test. I just know I jizz in you once, it's a wrap. That's it. Matter of fact, line up the chicks. Tell me how many you want pregnant. We got one shot at this. Sniffles, come on. Get on the table. I'm gonna bang it all out. Get everybody pregnant and then snip it up. Just put it in like a serving cup and just get a turkey baster. Just
Oh,
you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I don't know, man. I say pro-choice. Whatever you want to do, you want to do. I understand the man may want the child, and I don't know what to tell you, man. She's got to carry it.
Yeah. You're not doing anything. As a guy, you're not doing anything. What are you going to do? There's nothing you can do.
At the same time,
so
what
she
if the
wants
man
it,
doesn't want it? What if the man doesn't want it? I don't want to pay fucking child support. I don't see myself with you for
then you know
20
what?
years.
Just sign it off. You
It
should be
ain't
able to
that
have a
easy.
thing
no,
where-
that's not
It ain't
I know,
that
I
easy.
understand that.
It ain't that easy.
I understand that. But it should be given, like, I'm pro-choice, right? I'm pro-choosing to not be the father of this kid. I don't want to be around it, or
Sure.
whatever the case is. I should be able to sign my rights away and
Never
give it to
gonna happen.
whoever else wants to.
The only way that
but-
happens is if she wants to do it. She's got to want to
Which
sign
is-
off the rights. You could even go to court for child support, and I know this, and say, listen, I've been on rack the past 5 years. I didn't even know these kids were around, okay? I'd want to write them off. You can't.
you're on the birth certificate. Yeah.
That's it, bro. That's a wrap. I wasn't even on the birth certificate of the twins.
Even worse. Huh.
Wait, so if you're not on the birth certificate of the twins, so how are you
No,
the father?
apparently a woman can,
Oh,
can just
they
go
did
to
the
court.
swab. Okay.
And you want to hear
A
something
woman can
crazy?
just go to court, name you as the dad, and
Yep. That's it. They're gonna come
Go
after you.
with
They're gonna do a DNA test. So you want to hear something wild? Swear to God, true story. My daughter, 99.6% mine. My son, 48.1. The legal
How?
the legal requirement is 45% or above possibility to be your child for you to be claimed the father.
How does that work? How do you only have 45%?
Now, look, there are people that have twins with two different daddies. Look it up. If you have sex within
That's-
an 8-hour, if you have sex within an 8-hour window, you could have triplets with 3 different dudes. Look it up. I mean, this is documented.
I believe you. I believe you. I just
not identical though.
who's the daddy?
Right,
fraternal.
fraternal. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You
That's-
imagine them
my-
all growing
you know,
up
my
at the same
sperm-
time and saying,
First of all, if I'm number one and you had to wait 8 hours, my sperm sucks. Like, they're retarded. It took you fucking 8 hours to get there? Bro, give me a Q-tip and a hanger. I'll get to that ovary in fucking 3 seconds.
It's
they
so
were lazy.
one-way
They were
street.
lazy.
Yeah, I don't know how you get lost. Like, it's just a... Look, if people with Down syndrome can make it to the egg, my baby shouldn't have a problem.
And demonetized. We are not. We went so well.
So what does
now
that
we're
say, though?
demonetized.
What does that say about the rest of your sperm, right? Like, if that's the winner, oh my
That's the best
God,
one.
you don't want to see the last one. You know, that's gonna be
Yeah.
born a giraffe. You don't want that. That's
That's the one that does the running.
yeah, it does the hands. You don't want that one. Mm-mm. Your best bet is the one that just keeps bouncing off the walls to get to the A. Like someone learning how to drive and just hitting the wall a bunch of times. You'll get there. Just you got this. For some reason, and I'm not a scientist, but that's obvious, right? Like if you're the best of the batch, and there's what 50 million? Oh my! Can we just for experiment's sake take the last one? Like just go in and go fetch it, get the last one, and make a baby with that, and see what you come up with. The baby be black, 5 legs, 6 eyes, born cycloptic, 2 assholes, 5 penises. That's a winner.
Oh, that's the one that swam back. That's the one that swam backwards and ran.
He exited. He left. I went the wrong way. Ended up in the asshole. Came out, went back in. That's not the right way. Everybody else is lost.
Or it could
Everybody
be
else
the
is
other
lost.
way.
This is the right way. Watch, I got this. Oh, I'm going to hell.
Well, that baby
Right
looks
behind
Asian.
you.
That's not Asian. I know his eyes are a little, but that's not Asian.
Or like a baby being born with no eyes, man. Can you imagine that? Like,
Oh, the
I'm not
figures
talking
you
blind.
can make when it's crawling.
yeah, I'm not talking about blind. I'm talking about no eyes, like no eyeball in the socket.
That's
Argument could be said though, if you're born like that, you're
Yeah, you
never
know
gonna
nothing
know
else.
and miss it. Yeah.
And if it
Yeah,
would,
you're gonna be
there's
proficient
gonna
as
be this
shit
guy.
for hearing. I'll tell you that much. You're gonna come out, hear a baby being born in the next hospital. Just hear your heartbeat from across the room. Yeah, you're gonna
I would take care of it. I would go to not scare people off. I would put googly eyes on it or something to make
Nice.
people more comfortable.
or
with
maybe
it.
not the googly eyes, but the glasses that have the slinky eyeballs.
yes.
Dude, they
You know,
make
the
that
ones
for
The stickers with the thing that keeps going around if you move.
Yeah, that's the googly eyes. But I'm talking about the
That's
ones
the
that
googly eyes.
just the ones that you put it
Yeah,
back
they're
up and it just
on
a
falls back
spring.
down.
I feel like we need to give it a mustache as well. Then
Nice.
fake nose, mustache, and then the eyes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. I guarantee you'll be the talk of the party. Guarantee.
Yes.
You see Jordan's baby? That fucking thing.
He's special. Let's go.
He's one of a kind.
And people are still not gonna be honest, and there's gonna be people. Oh, what a cute, what a beautiful baby.
I'd be the one pulling on its eyes, like flicking it and throwing them around. I'd be, yeah. it's just-
Hey, listen, if you
I'm gonna
blow
be
on
the
this
one
just in the
that's
right way,
wants to
it's
provoke
like a
people.
flute.
It's like a flute.
I want to provoke people. I want to put that on Facebook. Look at my little miracle. And then
So we
just
can
watch
agree.
the comments roll in.
So we can agree.
So
though,
beautiful.
so we can agree that if you let a child be born with no eyes, no arms, it's selfish, right? It's
Yes.
Of course
should not
it is.
should not.
Yes.
Where's the limit
Very.
to an abortion? What's the limit? Life threatening or just any non-normalcy?
I feel like if the kid is not able to have a life like everyone else, then yeah.
But that could be as simple as a
Mentally and
hand.
physically.
Yeah, but no hands. They have the attachments or whatever. I agree with
Right.
Spade. If it isn't able to sustain its own life
So
without
blind is
help or
okay.
without family,
Blind's okay. Deaf's okay. No ears are okay.
Yeah.
No arms are okay. These are all okay.
Sure. But if it's something that's
Heart being
mental,
born, heart being born on the outside of the chest, they could fix that, right? And that's
right,
okay.
right.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
webbed hands, webbed fingers. This,
Okay, that's cool. You're just gonna be a great swimmer, right? Like you got this. But no,
And from Atlantic.
uh, wow, yeah, that we stand different there. I'd say if you got the heart on
Uh,
the outside of the chest, you got one lung, or you got one kid, well, one kidney would be all right, but
if it's gonna take lifelong, you taking care or other members of your family having to take care of the kid, nope. Even mentally, nope.
Yeah, but not only that, I think there's another factor as well. It's not about the basic blocks that need to be there, quality of life, and that's the same discussion again with the coma patient. If there's no quality of life,
right.
same thing.
What's
Blind,
the point?
yes. Deaf, you can overcome those, but is that what you really want for your child? If I have the option, if they would tell me, listen, it's gonna have this. If I have to choose, I'd rather not, and then I would abort it.
Start over.
Try again.
Yeah, start over. Try again. Like a video game.
Clean
Press
out the
reset.
oven. Yeah, clean out the oven, and then just start making the batter again.
That's it. Right? Yeah, you're right. A chef doesn't try to fix his product. He throws it out and starts over again.
Yep. I mean, it's harsh. I know that, but if it was my child, I wouldn't want that for him or her. So if they warn me about this, I would go no. And that's not the life I envision for a child of mine.
It's not only for the child. Let's say that's brothers and sisters, and
Yeah.
you're willing to sacrifice the rest of your life for taking care of it because it's
Well,
not
it's not
mentally
about
capable.
me. It's
And
not about
but,
me.
but then you're also condemning the siblings, because once you're
But-
gone,
No, but this
they're
would
gonna
be
have
my
either
only child.
they're gonna have the burden of taking care of the brother or sister, or they're gonna have the feeling of guilt when they put them in a special home or whatever. That's not fair
Now you're
whatsoever.
talking severely handicapped, probably. Yeah.
Severely. If it's still things like if it's 35 and the kid or the person still thinks like a 5-year-old, that how
To me,
severely
that's severely handicapped, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
brain and other stuff as well that gets affected. That's to me severely handicapped. But I know a couple of people that have a kid like that, and I
Yeah.
try to avoid conversations with those people. Well, not with the kid. You can converse with the kid, but with the parents.
just show the kid something shiny.
No, I always go, I'm paying for that. I'm paying for that.
Mm.
Okay. Bottom line, I'd rather pay for the convict than that. If we have to choose, yep.
Wow.
well, the
it's not
convict
gonna
you have to
improve.
pay.
Because there's a
It's
Well,
because
the
there's a
convict you only have to
there's a
pay X amount of
possibility.
time for, right? The child
Yep.
is the rest of their
But
life.
there's also-
So
Right, but there's
And
also
it's
the
gonna go
possibility
up.
that the
The
convict
price is
can
gonna
become
go up
better.
for the child. What?
Right,
Okay.
but there's a possibility of the convict rehabilitating and being
Oh, the
better.
convict, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, the convict, but not the kid, right? The kid will always be
No,
like
no,
that.
no. It's not getting better. Oh. It's way too
It could
severe.
actually get worse.
It doesn't eat on its own.
Ooh. Yeah.
That's basically a very expensive plant.
Yes.
That's very, very severely handicapped.
What? It's never gonna have a personality. It doesn't talk. it doesn't feed on its own. It needs to have it intravenously or something. What's the best outcome you have? You will have memories, pictures where it has the same expression 150 times. So that's the best outcome.
Again, that's
Fun
for you.
fact,
That's not for the for
weird
the other life.
Yeah, and the weird part of it all is actually, I think they had another one after that, and that was normal.
Oh,
But I wouldn't even take that. I wouldn't even take the risk after that. Is that just me?
no.
Because they both got tested, and it's either her or him, and it is a dormant gene, and it triggered, and now they have that. I wouldn't even take the risk of getting another kid. What do you think, Spade or Matthew?
No, I agree. I'm totally with it.
I was just looking. I just got another.
Start
email.
over.
So I'm not gonna try to change the subject, but just got another email to do another review on a fucking e-bike. Bree was crying this morning. She was
Nice.
so happy for me. She was so happy.
Nice.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited about it. This is life changing. Yeah, this is crazy. You know, because I can just take all those bikes and then just open up a store, and then it doesn't cost me anything. Just have 50 fucking bikes.
There you
Sell them
go.
all used. Boom. Just made like 40 grand in a night.
Tested. You don't say used. You say tested.
Tested.
No, I would say quality check. That sounds even better.
Even better. Yeah.
I like that.
Safety and quality check.
2 more emails, bro. That's all it took was one friggin' review. This is how you get free phones, man. This is how you get free TVs, free
Yep.
washing machines.
Free everything. Hey,
Is it
listen.
really free,
If it
though?
starts
Like-
a new trend, fuck it. Why not?
I mean, Crossbow
Well, you
asked
do-
me last night, would I make an electric bike? I'll tell you what, if I made an electric bike, that motherfucker's going to be on point. That's all I'm saying, is you're going to see shit in an e-bike that you would not see. Innovative. You know what they use a lot of, man, on these e-bikes are 21700 Samsungs. Isn't that crazy? And there's like 60 of them. And if the e-bike is only, I know nobody gives a shit about this, but if the e-bike is only $600 and each one of those batteries is $7, you do the math.
You said 7?
$7, $6, $7. What, the airplane? I hear it.
Someone's playing with a Dyson.
What is that? You're
They're vacuuming
neighbor
upstairs.
Vacuuming? Bro, how do you live like that?
I'm gonna lie, you
got something-
live in worse conditions than me. Besides that you're in the States.
It's not that bad. You tend to tune it out.
Keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself. That's what I did. It's not that bad. That's like the Middle East or Antarctica. It's you can live here.
It could be worse, I guess.
But Jay, you're saying for free. That's not actually for free, is it?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. It's not really free because so I didn't know how to respond. I don't know if I overreached either. So what I said was I'll do the review. However, due to the time that is needed to make the video and edit the video, all I ask for is the product and $200.
I don't think that's overreaching. How is that overreaching?
Because there's only one video like that on my channel.
Yeah.
I don't think so. If they reached out to you, that means that they liked the review that they saw. They want
No.
more of that.
No, if they don't like the video, they see the video, they see the tag, and then they're like, ooh.
And they see the numbers.
You think vape companies or e-bike or electronic companies watch those videos?
Nah, for the most part.
No.
Unless you have a good relationship with them. Unless you have a good
Maybe,
relationship.
yeah,
and
maybe
you don't
if
have a
you got like some
relationship.
type of contractual agreement.
Right.
I just think it's fascinating, bro. Like you could pick it. I could do televisions and Sony be sending me TVs. Like it's nuts.
That'd be
And
cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I think the e-bike thing is cool because when I start getting $10,000 e-bikes, oh fuck a TV.
But I also think
Even if
most
you
of
got
them,
it,
if it's not vape related, most of them tend to only want to give you the product and not pay you, right? The product is the
I think
payment.
it depends on the product. I think it depends on the product. Well, listen, if somebody's giving you a $10,000 e-bike, do you think that you're going to be like, no, I don't want that for free only. I also want $1,000 on top of that?
Depends on what your
That's
following is.
overreaching.
No, if you've got
Right.
2 million followers, you could do that.
That's a different story. Yes.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
But I'm
Like-
saying in your case,
Right. That's why I feel like it's an overreach because I'd be better off with the bike, do the video for free. I mean, we'll see what their counter offer is. I'm just more nervous that I'm not going to get a counter offer. They're just going to be like, because that'll happen with vape companies. We want you to do a review on this. Okay, I charge this. Then I don't hear from them again.
Nope.
So it might be an understretch. They might pay $500. They might just send the product. So I'm going to wait to hear back from the other two. And I think they're all related. Like, I think it's all the same
same
shit.
company,
Yeah. Like the vape companies
mean,
has only like 3 of them.
China. Yeah.
Yeah.
You start exposing.
And
the
like I'm
e-bikes.
getting no that I assassinated my vape career. I will not do that again. Absolutely not. I will not destroy something that for people's entertainment that give me no fucking thanks. No, not gonna do that. I'm also not gonna be a promoter like Rip Trippers. I'll say
No.
flaws, I'll say pros, but I'll do it with tact this time. Hopefully, I
Well,
get one that
yeah,
starts on
but
fire
you're-
while I'm using it. That by itself will go viral.
The
And
earlier
that's not
one
my
wasn't
fault
like
or my own. That's an opinion. It just started on fire while I was riding it.
the earlier one wasn't actually a bad looking bike.
Which one? The one that which
This
one?
morning.
You just did.
Oh, you talking about the video that I did that I put on the channel, or the
No.
The other
yeah,
one.
yeah. Oh, I didn't show you the other emails yet. I didn't send those yet. There's some nice ones in there. I feel like I overreached a little. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, if you don't ask, hey,
You
I
only
don't
get
know.
what you. What's the word? Negotiate for.
Really? How's your video channel doing? Who are you negotiating with for those reviews?
Nobody.
Oh, so there's no movie companies reaching out to you to want to hear your opinion?
That would be
I'd say-
nice.
I think
but
it's
no.
time to
I haven't
change
re-
direction of your channel, right?
Well, there's
There's no money in what you're doing, Spade. You said you wanted to make money and not be able to have to work and do this. That will never happen with
Yeah.
that channel.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I
you
feel
don't
like it
know?
is.
do you still have to buy your own film tickets to the movie theater?
Of course we do.
See?
Okay,
Well,
that's it.
the only way I see it, if it was possible to actually get something back from it, is when I haven't seen it yet, but that you were going the route with interviews as well that are from people.
Yeah,
that
we
were
tried
involved
that.
with-
Oh, you did?
yeah, it was the director. or
Yeah, we went
something?
to. Yeah, we went to an indie film, and we actually met the director and everything like that, and we asked him a few questions and whatnot. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay. Can I give you?
But it's an
can I
indie
give you a
movie.
tip?
It's an indie
Can
movie.
I give you a tip? Can I give you a tip? Because
Yeah.
I think it's proof that I know like how to build the channel and build. This is proof. That email is proof.
Yeah.
Let me just give you one little sliver of advice. It's going to cost you money, but listen. The 4 of you get together. Get $5,000. Get $5,000. Pick a celebrity, an A-list celebrity, email their agent, and they will give you an interview via Zoom, and it'll cost
With
you
that
$5
person.
grand. It's gonna cost, and you're gonna have to do this a couple times, and then before you know it, it'll go from 5 to 25. To either way, you're gonna have to pay. You just hope that if you get a celebrity on there, that right there is clickbait by itself. By itself, nothing is needed. Doesn't matter what questions you ask. I mean, they'll do it. Shit, you could do it on Cameo. Schedule. Go look up a famous actor. You'll find him on Cameo.
Right.
And they'll do it for $2,500, $5,000, 15 minutes. Ask them whatever you want. Whether or not you want to spend that money, well. You got to spend money to make money, right?
Always. Yep. Yeah, I agree with that.
Ain't nothing in life for free.
Nope. No. Nothing.
Well, you spend money.
Yeah, does the other people?
Yeah, I'm still on the fence on that one. I've seen you investing in a camera, a new PC, all that stuff, a decent microphone.
Well, no, they spend too. They've upgraded a couple of things also. So it's not like it's completely just me. Everyone has spent something on.
How much money would you say your total invested?
Well, are we talking just camera and microphone?
Oh, we're talking about how much money have you put into this channel?
How much
Just in
I have put
general.
into the
I
channel?
don't know, green screens, not your time, physical money that you've spent.
Okay. Well,
500,
you figure
$5,000.
just on camera and microphone, the green screen, I would say 1,500.
It took you that long to get 1,500.
Right? I thought we were going to have like
I
a
was
12
gonna
grand number or something wild.
No. I was trying to.
And how many hours a week
Yeah,
you
just-
spend doing this shit?
You figure when we record, it's about 2 hours, and then I spend another, 3
Watch
or
the movie.
3. Oh, and including the movie, watching the movie, does that count too, or no?
Paying for the
time
movie.
that you invest, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about time now. So any time that is spent to make that content. So what would you say? 20 hours a week?
No, I wouldn't say 20 hours a week.
10?
I'd say half of that. About 10.
So and let's just say you make minimum wage. What's minimum wage in New York? $11?
No, I think it's like 15 now or something like that.
$15. So $150 times that by 4.
Yeah.
How much money you make a month in the content?
Mm.
And the story.
Wait, I think it's 0.
So you can't even monetize anything yet?
Not yet, no.
Oh, it's
Oh.
actually not even
Not yet.
zero. It's less than zero because you're putting money into it still.
Right.
Yeah, you're negative.
Yeah,
That's
we're in the
a good
negative.
philosophy when you run a
So-
business. If you're red, it's dead. If it's green,
Yeah.
you're clean.
Well, but for a YouTube channel, Jay, to be realistic, you're always gonna start out in red, right? If you're gonna have to buy all this equipment to even get started. No,
Jordan, let me explain
Or-
something to you. Okay, let me make this as simple as possible. If you go right now and you go buy a mouse, not a physical mouse, but like a mouse for a keyboard, and you did a video on it, and you did proper tagging, and that's the only video you have on your channel, you'll get requests with 1 sub.
Oh, no,
Really?
no, yeah, and the content that you do matters 100%. I'm just saying, you still, well, presumably everyone has a smartphone, so you could do that, use that to, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
look at my video. My video had 1,100 views, and I got fucking 3 emails overnight.
Yeah.
And that's the only e-bike video on my channel. Anybody can do it.
Right. But they're looking also at your sub count too and your watch times. No.
Mm-mm. They're
And
looking
that's
at,
probably going to progressively be more, right?
of
Because
course, if I
once you start
continually
doing
do it, those
more,
numbers will get higher and higher and
yeah,
higher and higher. Especially when I do proper thumbnails, still add the comedy and me being there. The content, the content is irrelevant. It's the quality of the content that is good.
mm,
You know, um, so no, anybody could do it. Anybody. It's just, do you have what it takes? I just don't know how a channel like that, where you're reviewing something that you're not really selling anything. I mean, I guess you're selling your personality, but then you have 3 other people to share that with, and you want to make money from that channel. Oh, brother.
I see
They
the
want
problem is
Go ahead, man.
you're reviewing something you can't actually talk about.
No, we talk about it. Why would we not talk about it? We started. So our mistake in the beginning was talking about something and trying to be vague by not spoiling it or anything like that. So we changed it up, and now we talk about it. Even so, if you want to watch the video, you're going to get spoilers because we're reviewing the video on. You're reviewing the thing on what you saw. There's watching video again of somebody talking about something that they don't want to get into. It's like, well, why am I
Yeah.
watching this? So now we just talk about it. So if you watch the movie, you get the review. That's it.
So
Because trying to hold it's holding yourself back while the conversation that you want to have.
So, but then you're saying with a lot of stuff, the damage has already been done.
Yeah, but but the channel is such in its infancy that it could be rectified. Because
what
you have to
you
think
done
that
to
each
rectify it?
each
What are
movie
you
has a
changing?
what?
What are you changing while filming or the format in
So
general?
Yeah, what are you
so the
bringing
format.
to the table that makes you special, that makes you different than the next person?
Well, we're not okay. So if you watch any other movie channel review or anything like that, they're either going to be they'll have like what do you call it? Like they're being told to like, oh, go to this movie premiere to go review the movie and everything like that. So a lot of people are like, yeah, but you got paid to go over there to go see the movie, so you're not going to give us your honest opinion on what you like and don't like about a movie. You understand? So it's like going against the grain. It's like, oh, we're the small people. We're not getting paid. We'll tell you exactly how we feel on
That's
something
what
that
any
came
channel,
out.
though, right? That's what anything. Where if you go buy a mouse or if you go buy an e-bike or a computer,
Right.
you're going to be more crucial about it if you buy it than if someone gives it to you. Right.
Right,
But
exactly.
it's generally accepted that if someone doesn't like a movie, they don't like a movie. That's their opinion. But if you review a product, you don't like it. Oh boy, do you hurt some people's feelings.
Yeah.
Right. So the
Yeah.
big difference. But I'm just trying to figure out where the market is for someone that does video movie reviews, and what your competition is and how you're going to split those funds for ways to where none of you have to work anymore. You have to make essentially
that's gonna take-
30, 40 grand a month.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You will never see that money with that channel in that format like that. No fucking way.
For the time being, yeah.
No,
I think
not for
I
the time
think
being ever.
I feel like
Yeah.
if we change it up and we're in person, it would drastically change the format of the channel.
Question,
Move
right?
people on the panel. Go ahead, Matthew.
Are there bigger players that go to a pre-premiere and they're also allowed to use footage? They give them footage from the film to use before the footage is out?
No,
No.
you can only use the footage from a trailer that was already publicly put on.
And even then, using the footage on a trailer, you'll see when you start monetizing.
You still, I get copyright strikes every time I use more than a few seconds of a trailer.
Yep.
I tried
Yep.
implementing that in the video as B-roll, like, where you're sitting there, changing things so it doesn't look like it's just 4 dudes sitting on the screen. And I got hit with copyright strikes. So I had to, take the video out, upload another one without that B-roll in there.
I guess the other question I have if it's not this, what kind of market would you jump into? That
I have no idea.
sparks your interest.
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Well, that's a good point what Drew said. Nobody wants to see a movie review for a movie that they already seen.
Well,
You know, Drew says that, but there's channels with millions of views that say otherwise.
Okay, but they probably bring something to the table, like those two guys bring comedy to the table. Those two
Right.
guys that sit there
Or
and
they
There's
bring
no
a different
comedy in yours. It's too
aspect.
serious, especially in the last video. It's too serious. You guys are too. I don't know. Like,
What is it, like uptight or something, or what? Or we're taking it too seriously and we have to joke around more? What?
you
I
gotta.
don't know.
I don't know if any of you've got like a funny bone in your body.
I feel like you all need to get drunk and film one and see if that improves it somewhat.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
I would
Shock
I
and
would want
awe.
to see.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to see some stupid banter about a movie. Some four dudes talking about a movie in a bar after they've seen the movie. That's the kind of discussion
I
I
can
want
get
to
down
see.
with that. I get down with that. Or like they're eating dinner and they're talking over dinner and they got their food.
Yeah.
Chewing with their mouth closed. Yeah, I could see. I could. That's your
Oh,
daddy.
I feel like Pancakes is
It's
gonna
a-
be that
Oh,
guy.
he's
who
a mouth
keeps his
chewer.
mouth open.
He's a mouth chewer. Oh yeah. He's a.
So it's going to be also a mukbang video too, right?
It's better than just a
Throw
bunch
in-
of dudes with a green screen in the background talking about a fucking movie and having 2 minutes of pop.
Review a bad movie. Review a
We
really
have.
bad movie,
We have.
but not
Is it
something recent.
complete-
I mean, a really bad movie that most people don't know. One that's so bad that it becomes cult or funny to watch.
Yeah, watch The Room.
I don't know.
That's a niche. And it's a cult.
Watch that Neil Breen guy that we showed off in here. Watch movies of him. That's kind of.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right, well, good
Have
stream.
you ever?
We're getting
If
close.
it's complete, is it
We're-
completely impossible?
We have 2 minutes left. Have to be below 3 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it completely impossible to fit you guys in one room and then record it?
No,
That's
it's
what we said. Though,
No, no,
Jordan.
but that's-
we said that.
yeah. Told you that's the next thing.
Yeah, but
The
that's
interaction is
removed.
going to
Because
be
I
different.
think it would change the dynamic.
Well,
All right. Well, good stream, guys. I like this one. This was good, consistent, stayed
Yep.
on topic.
And,
I like that.
And stayed stable.
What?
As well.
What's the face, Matthew? What's the face?
No, it stayed on topic. We elaborated on two other topics and was good.
Okay. What would you have changed?
Yes, let's keep it serious.
Nothing.
That's how the final credits does it.
Wouldn't
I
change
also
nothing.
found this a
Nothing-
very informative.
There was absolutely nothing funny about this movie. Take it away, Pancakes. What do you? No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Changed nothing. It was good.
Okay. Thank you all for watching, guys. We will see everybody not next week. Next week is my birthday. So no stream next Sunday. There might be a stream, but it would be on Twitch. Other than that, Wednesday, what day are you coming, Jordan?
Wednesday.
So Wednesday, there will be a stream with just me, but no Jordan. Other than that, I'll see everybody later. Thank you all for watching. Any final words? If you want to go check out their channels, Jordan has nothing. Matthew has nothing. But Spade's got the final credits. And boy, they are final.
And on that note, roll credits.